9053, and I'll take care of you. Whether you need a 15, 20, or 30-yard dumpster or commercial pickup from one of our front loaders, Trash Rangers of Louisiana can handle it. Just like you and me, Trash Rangers is local and ready to serve. 225-363-9053 to make the switch today.
Do you plan to travel, work part-time, or move somewhere warmer when you retire? At Edward Jones, we understand that no two retirement paths are the same. Contact your local financial advisor today.
In Baton Rouge, call Tyler Juneau. In New Roads, call Dean Martin. And in Gonzales, call Gene Fremo.
Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, August 21st. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk about how the national outlets view LSU football heading into the 2024 season, and we'll give you an injury report for the New Orleans Saints. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Wednesday, August 24th. Nope, August 21st, 2024. And this is OTB. And dare I say that Bobby Barometer has done it again, guys. Because I know it. I know it. And it's been a hot topic out there on the streets, interacting with people on the streets. Yesterday, we had a whisper of a hint. Or excuse me, yesterday we had a whiff of a hint. Today, I'm going to upgrade us to full whisper. We're not Scoonch level yet, but there is a discernible change in the air. Am I going to get any pushback on this statement from anybody?
No.
You feel it.
So we were actually talking about it before the show.
Feels great, doesn't it?
It feels pretty good.
It feels great.
I was like, my run yesterday was way too easy.
We're a bit of, now granted, we're all a bit like battered members of an abusive relationship where we're like, oh, they're being so nice to me. Just for like treating you the right way or normal or just less bad, really, in this case. But less bad still feels good, you know? So we're just going to roll with it. We're going to enjoy it because who knows? It seems like we're moving in the right direction weather-wise. How's everyone doing today?
I haven't really felt it, I guess, yet because I'm always in a hoodie. And so it always kind of feels the same. And we've been practicing at Elite in the indoor. So I haven't had, you know, the heat and the sun leaning on me just quite yet like it typically has. But I'm going to trust, what'd you call yourself? Bobby Barometer?
Bobby Barometer. Yeah, that's what everybody, well, I didn't call myself that. That's what people have always called me because I just have a knack for these things. But yeah, Bobby Barometer. I mean, I did again, guys. I don't know what else to tell you.
Just stays lying.
That's not true.
Yes,
it's not true.
And nobody ever called you Bobby Barometer. That's a self-given nickname.
You gave yourself that name yesterday.
God, literally, my science teacher in 7th grade did.
No.
Because I had such
and there's no way for
I had such a meteorological curiosity. It could not be contained. I used to stay after class and I would ask her questions about cloud formations, what's the difference between cumulus and nimbus, air pressure as it relates to the creations of tornadoes. Why do you think I'm such a big Twister and Twisters fan?
That's the most believable part of that story, though.
What?
You asking questions about clouds after class.
I mean, clouds are great, to be fair.
They're there.
What's your favorite type of cloud? Strata, nimbus,
The
cumulus?
stratas are pretty cool.
How about this one? Cumulonimbus, right before the storm.
I think stratas are actually my least favorite. I like a big, thick cloud. So yeah, cumulonimbus is a good one there, Tay. Nice job.
Not the only cloud expert in the room, T-Bob.
No, relax. You're kind of moving into my territory.
I will tell you,
okay?
you're right about this weather, though.
Yeah.
Like,
thank you.
You took it a little too far with the spring thing. You're right about this, though. I don't care.
Yeah.
7th grade teacher, Bobby Barometer, no Bobby Barometer.
Yep.
I think you're right about
Hell
this.
yeah. So how's everyone doing? Good days yesterday, guys? Ready to go? Ready to do some radio this morning? No Matt Flynn today. He was in, but then he just texted me he's out. So.
Boo.
Yeah. It's disappointing. We love when Matt comes by. But,
He's been here 2 weeks in a row, though, right?
Yeah, he had to.
I mean, that's...
We don't want to work him too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His New Year's resolution was to be here every week.
Yeah. But that's why I don't make New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
If you really want to change something...
Because you're going to disappoint people?
Well, you should just change it, right? Like,
why wait till New Year's?
It's like a lifestyle. Like it's like what the canon always used to say, maybe about like working out or staying ready for football, is like it's not something you do as a goal or for like a short time. It's a lifestyle, and so New Year's resolutions don't feel like a lifestyle to me. They feel like something that you're kind of in your head, maybe putting an end date on. But generally it's in things that you would more want to be a lifestyle change.
I don't
do resolutions.
The Peter LaFleur from Dodgeball look at it, right? Where she says, do you really not have any goals in life? And then Vince Vaughn says, well, I think that if you have a goal, you might not get there. But if you don't have one, you're never disappointed.
I do not remember that line, but I do not hate.
Yeah.
I do not hate that at all. I told you I was sore before the show, Jake. It's not just because another excellent morning workout class had evolved to get my mind right for the day and for the show, though I do love starting my day like that. I need more guys in there with me, though, guys. Come on. I'm sick of being the only guy in there. I need some more people to sign up with me.
I bet you really hate that.
I'm really sore today. I do. Okay, out of this show, who's the most gay? Me.
Whoa.
Without a doubt. True or false?
Oh,
yeah,
true.
the Kinsey scale.
True.
I talk about this all the time. Okay.
What?
So I wouldn't mind having some male figures around me as well to kind of juice me up for the workout, okay? And also, I'm sick of being objectified by all these women there,
I'm sure.
I just feel like
with your yoga pants.
I feel like a raw slab of meat. Just like I'm at a Korean barbecue and they're about to lay me down on the table and cook me up.
Why do you think that? Do they say stuff to you?
No, I'm actually
then.
joking. It's a great environment. It's awesome. It's very fun. And no one really talks to each other because it's 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're lying again.
Okay. Maybe in this case, potentially. But I don't know what's going on in their head.
Yeah, you're right, I guess.
It's
kind of like the Bachelorette crew that...
But the real reason why I'm sore today...
God, I forgot about that.
So if you'll notice, Jake, I've got a big gauze pad on my knee with some tape.
Oh,
The
goodness.
shoulder's all bruised up. I had one of the most embarrassing moments ever yesterday playing tennis. I caught my first tennis blood. I was playing Luke Betts. He hits me with this little drop shot. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to this thing. So you know how like when you're watching y'all don't watch much anime, do you?
Can't say I do, no.
No, I never, not 1 second of my life has been spent watching anime.
So I don't know if this will
experience.
land with you then, but when you go to take that first step and you kind of you're powering up, and then you try to
like Street Fighter. You can
kind of like any sort of power up into like a burst, right?
Yeah, Street
So
Fighter.
it felt like time slowed down. He hits his drop shot. I crouch, Jake, and I'm putting as much power as I have in my body into this get off. I'm trying to hawk this thing down. And right when I push off of my first step, my foot just shoots out from under me on the clay. Next thing you know, knee, shoulder, full forward somersault.
Ooh.
Full forward somersault onto the back, knees bleeding everywhere, covered in clay. It was like I got my ankles broken, but ended up bloody on the court. So, I guess you have to have your first time. And so I finally caught my first tennis blood.
I didn't even know they had clay.
What?
I didn't even know they had clay.
Clay courts are great for, the back, a little less impactful.
A little softer.
You slide around a little bit. But, sometimes that can happen.
I mean, I thought there was only like cement courts in a place like Baton Rouge.
No, there's clays. I mean, I don't think we have grass courts. Might be only Wimbledon. I wonder what it would be like to play on grass. But no, clay's great. Clay's great. Shout out Soak.
Before we get started today, I thought you'd appreciate this. So they passed out numbers yesterday for middle school football.
Oh, yeah.
Knox Hester.
53?
Number 53.
Let's go. Make him look athletic.
Number 53.
Show him Bill Romanowski highlights. That's what got me on 53. That, and I didn't want to.
Should I leave the J.J. Stokes one out?
I don't remember J.J. Stokes.
The guy you spit on.
No, hell no. Put that in there.
Okay.
It's like Cannon always says, dude. You got to be a different person on the field. Knox is a very nice kid, but there's no room for niceties when on the football field. Now, granted, guys, I'm not advising you to spit on your opponent. All I'm saying is you got to be mean. You do have to be mean out there, a la Bill Romanowski.
Is that why you
do
wore
steroids,
53?
but you got to be mean. What?
You wore 53 because of Bill?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, all right.
Well, and I thought I didn't want to be. I thought being in the 60s made you look unathletic. I want to have like a little linebacker feel.
Yeah.
Like
anything in the 50s is better than
I'm a little quick on my feet.
Anything in the 60s.
Yeah. I was a front runner as a kid. So like I was a fan of the Packers when they won the Super Bowl. Then I went through a hardcore Broncos phase for multiple years. Also, the Broncos' rise coincided with the series of Monday Night Football books that used to come out. You remember those books, the Monday Night Quarterback Club? They made the jersey on Disney. Way different, but not for me necessarily. But like the books were awesome. And I think in the first one, maybe they went into Dan Marino's body, but in one of them, they went into John Elway's, and I read it like 4 or 5 times. So I had a random, real, multi-year obsession with the Denver Broncos, and Bill Romanowski was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, Bill Romanowski was great. I mean, he certainly played like a meathead, so I can appreciate that. Don't agree with a lot of things maybe Bill does sometimes, but
he's probably problematic. I know nothing about what Bill Romanowski's done.
I don't even know if he is or not, but I'm just like feeling like
he has the feeling of somebody who would be.
But on the field, he was a dog.
You could have caught a chubby 8-year-old T-Bob at the local church league doing the salute after a layup. Remember when all the Broncos used to do the
Mile High
Davis
salute.
And the Mile High salute to each other? Yeah.
I've done the Mile High salute after a touchdown.
Hell yeah. Oh, God, what a feeling. There's nothing I would have loved more. We used to do it all the time in Little League. So it's great. I feel like today's going to be a good show. We'll see, guys. Coming up next, let's get the show started for real with some predictions. As ESPN's Football Power Index, the computer system that everybody loves to hate, has looked at every LSU matchup, given percentage odds, and then an overall record of how they think the Tigers will finish, and the results will shock you. So if you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045ESPN is the place you can come hang out and chat. Let's have ourselves a morning, guys. More Off the Bench on the other side.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. 925-8552. You go to Central Plumbing today. You take advantage of the flat rate pricing, the 50 years of experience, the licensed, bonded, and insured employees who they send you information about ahead of time, the great warranty coverage once the work is done. Okay, it's peace of mind and a clarity every single step. Also, 24/7 emergency service. I don't care if it's a weekend, weekday, holiday. Central Plumbing has your back. Go to centralplumbing.org today.
When you go to the website, you'll see 24/7 emergency service right there in the top right corner. But as we always remind you, they are much more than that. If you're looking to remodel at your home or your business, they can come in and they can complete that job no matter what size job it is going to be at your house. If you need a new vanity, new tile, new shower, new whatever, they've got you covered. If you want to go tankless with a tankless water heater, never run out of hot water again, go to the website centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD.
It's on. Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. J.D. Piquel join us talking National College Football, latest from LSU camp, and the Saints practicing down in the 504. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? I see the LEDs in Tiger Stadium. I see a video from Tiger Vibes on Twitter, Tiger_Vibes. It looks like it's just filmed like with a cell phone outside of the stadium. I don't know if there's something more official, but we'll play for you here in a little bit. It looks pretty awesome. For now, let's go ahead and crank this show up.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help you take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Remember, guys, Tiger Labor and Staffing, your turnkey local experts when it comes to finding the right people for your job. It doesn't matter if it's industrial, construction, warehouse, manufacturing, even clerical work. They got your back. One of the best parts is same day. You need somebody that day, you go to Tiger Labor and Staffing. And also, guys and gals, if you are looking for work, you're looking for a job, employment, something could maybe even be permanent, you want to get in touch with Tiger Labor and Staffing as well. So remember, the screening, training, payroll, they take care of everything. So ESPN's FPI, Football Power Index. This is a predictive system that ESPN has created. It generally really does not take results of the season that it's currently into play. So like when you get into FPI later in the year, sometimes you have like 2 and 3 loss teams, favored or undefeated teams, and we as humans sit there and say, "Oh, how's this possible?" But whatever, it's what the numbers spit out, right? But it's caused a lot of people to be like, "Man, I hate FPI," which is fine. I'm not telling you have to like it or hate it. But it is a system that tries to make sense of the madness, math out the madness, if you will. And they have now predicted the outcome of every LSU game in 2024, and it's a bit surprising. The computer's not too high on LSU.
That's not surprising.
As
that formula's never really cared for LSU.
Sir, I think one of the reasons why it's probably not too surprised are computers, or why it's not surprising with this year specifically is you have a ton of question marks. We know that. Now, we believe that we understand through hires that were made, through watching guys that haven't done it before to the level that we're going to expect them to do it. Like, we can look at these elements that an equation cannot and say, oh, well, look, you brought in Blake Baker, Bo Davis, Corey Raymond. Like, that defense is going to be way better. That means nothing to them. You know, the computer doesn't care. It's not going to account for a coordinator change. It's not going to account for Kyron Lacey stepping up from what he has been to a true wide receiver one. And so with that in mind, FPI thinks LSU's going to finish 8-4, which we would all agree that would be a disaster, right?
Oh, yeah.
That would be unacceptable.
Sure. Yes, for sure.
Will Campbell told us as much.
It'd be a step back from what you've done your first 2 years. And again, a place like LSU doesn't care what you lose.
No.
You could lose a Heisman Trophy winner, which you did. 2 first-round receivers, which you did. Just doesn't matter. And we all know that.
And see,
going from 2006 to 2007, we lost 4 first-round picks, 3 on offense.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it being like, hey, we got to take it easy on these guys.
Just
lost 4 first-round picks.
But even there, right? Something that the computers are going to ding you for, losing all that production and replacing it with unknowns. Even though we love Nuss, we think Nuss will be very good. The computers don't know how good Nuss will be.
They don't know nothing.
Yeah. Look at you. You've been doing that a lot lately. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
5th baby finally got you to wake up and start doing dad jokes, dude. So let's go game by game, what the computer thinks and see what they think. So USC, it gives you a 54.6 chance to win. And you got to remember, guys, a football game is a binary event, right? It is inherently 50-50. So like a great percentage would be around like, if you're into the 60s, that means they kind of view as being significantly better than that other team. So I would say 54% is probably pretty accurate. Given what we know about these two guys. Does it feel a little too close to comfort? Yes, but it feels a bit where my head's been at lately as I think about Miller Moss and actually some of the parallels to Nuss, where Miller Moss is another guy who bided his time, didn't leave, survived, Malachi Nelson coming in, who then had to transfer out. Didn't get named the starter at Boise, by the way. You saw that?
No, yeah, I did.
Looks like Malachi Nelson probably going to be hitting the portal again. But, survived the young 5-star, waited behind Caleb, bided his time. It's a lot like Nuss. And so, yeah, I'm not taking this USC team for granted. So I'd say about 55%. I'd say that makes sense for me.
Yeah, it's what that conversation's been around that game all season long. It's been a little bit more than 50-50 for LSU. It's been a lean for LSU. LSU's a 6.5-point favorite, so somewhere in that range feels like it's about right.
Nichols, a 98.2% chance. Yes, of course, makes sense.
Yeah.
At South Carolina, 63. So maybe a little lower than I would have thought. But you are in really. Williams-Brice.
Yeah, that's on the road. It's against a team that I don't think anybody really knows what South Carolina is.
Yeah.
You've got Sellers now coming in at quarterback, and their hopes are going to be much healthier on the offensive line. Weapons are going to be a concern for South Carolina than what they have been, but I think it's a great unknown of who they're going to be.
South Carolina, Jake, sneaky video game team. Lenore Sellers has a bit of like Madden 04 Michael Vick in him, right?
Yeah.
Just a massive body, cannon arm, can run around. I'll be interested. I know they like him a lot in Columbia. I'll be, yeah. I was getting Columbus and Columbia confused. I know they like him a lot. I'll be interested to see how he is this year. Versus
Robbie
UCLA.
Ashford there too.
What's that?
Robbie
Ashford.
Yeah.
Robbie. Too bad he couldn't win the starting job. That leaves a bit to be desired out there on the pitch. Except if he's playing LSU. You got versus UCLA. That's going to give you a 79.8% chance. So the computers hate UCLA. Not hard to imagine.
Right, so
and
you're
you're at home. Yep. So far.
Yeah.
Versus South Alabama, 90.4%.
Okay.
Versus Ole Miss at home, 62%.
They're not taking in the major Applewhite homecoming?
No, they're not. They're not. You just got to avoid being like Oklahoma State and just getting your ass kicked by South Alabama last year. Here's what I want to focus on though, because I want to because like this is going to be relevant when we get to the end of the schedule. So at South Carolina, you have 63%, right? So we see how much home field advantage matters, because if you're at home, they're probably like 70. Versus Ole Miss at home, they give you a 62% chance of winning because you're at home.
Yeah.
Remember that. Anyway, then
all right, so
go ahead.
6-0.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
So that means they've got you going 2-4 here coming up, big boy.
Yes. Although I think there's 3 games in which you are not the favorite, and then I'm guessing they're just saying that on average you're going to lose one of those 50-ish% games. So then at Arkansas, you're a big favorite, 65%, even on the road. At A&M, here we get to our first one where you're on the other side of the equation, 47%. Which has been interesting because A&M's got a lot of the same deficiencies in the computer eyes that LSU doesn't. It doesn't really care that Mike Elko's now the head coach. I guess it cares about their returning production.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about that.
Great front seven, big transfers. Yeah.
I'm not surprised that LSU in the FBI would be under 50% in that game. It's on the road.
I mean, it's the one that you've circled.
Yeah, it's a top 20 team. It's a team that you haven't beaten their place in a long time. Not surprised at all by that one.
Versus Alabama, this one's just sad. At home, they give you a 36.7% chance of winning. At home. So what does it mean? If you were playing in Tuscaloosa, it'd be like 75% Bama? Pathetic.
That's way off.
At Florida, they give you a 53% chance.
Again, on the road against a team that's talented. Now, what's Florida at that point? I don't do computers, so I don't know. Like I'm a meathead. Like, do they take in like, hey, again, this team is
they're not. They're
now.
not going to care. They're not going to like take in a projected record into these equations. No, this is a lot about production, returning production. I think past results, home and away. And recruiting classes and whatnot. Versus Vanderbilt, 86.3, of course. And this is the one that's shocking to me here. Because, as we said, we can clearly see how much home field advantage matters in all of these things. They have LSU with just a 47.6% chance to win against Oklahoma in Death Valley to close out the season. So, if you are someone out there who hates AI and computers, well, screw them, you know? This is just more reason to say no to the robot revolution and our future artificial intelligence overlords, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about, dude. 8-4. Again, that'd be a disaster.
Now,
and they also don't take into account Brian Kelly year 3.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, it had LSU losing on the road to A&M, Alabama at home, and Oklahoma at home?
Yes.
So where's the fourth loss?
Well, that's what I was saying. And then I think the computer's saying that you're like those close 50% games, the math is probably not on your side to win every one, right? If you flip a coin 3 times, you're going to get it heads 3 times in a row. So it must be a loss between... You might, exactly. But it must be a loss between the USC, Florida, And yeah,
Those are the
probably
only
one of those
50-50
games.
ones.
Yeah, because those are probably USC or Florida.
Yeah, I'd have to have somebody come on here and really explain to me the numbers in the Alabama game at home. Last time you played them here, you beat them. And the Oklahoma game, you're at home. You're actually ranked ahead of Oklahoma. Now, I think Oklahoma, if they didn't have maybe the most difficult schedule in the country, would be probably a top 10 team. But again, where are they at that point mentally, physically? How many losses did they have? What are they playing for? The computer might not take that into account. I'm taking that into account. Like as a player, I know what that means. I know if you've got something to fight for, it's going to be a completely different game than if, hey man, we're 7-4. We're trying to get to that break. We're trying to get to the pre-bowl season right now.
Well, that's why on LouisianaSports.net I chose it as my most interesting game, not just because it's crazy to have this big brand of Oklahoma coming to Death Valley with holidays in the air but it's because of what could be on the line. And that's maybe where Oklahoma is a bit terrifying, Jake, because there is a world out there where Oklahoma ends up being very good. And this could be a game where both teams still have playoff hopes and sit there on the edge, and a win for either team could put them over the top. So you could get a broken Oklahoma maybe that is disappointed. But if Jackson Arnold comes together, Sawchuck's a beast. Why am I blanking on the linebacker? That's unreal that they asked Harold Perkins about. He was like, who? Stutzman. Stutzman's a dog. They got dogs. And so you could have a broken Oklahoma, but you also could have a very confident Oklahoma that maybe survived the gauntlet, maybe beat Tennessee and Ole Miss and everything. And then you two are battling out for a playoff spot. It's going to be a fascinating game. I am a little surprised there, given their unknowns, that LSU wouldn't be the favorite at home.
Again, a computer is not going to take into account October the 26th at Ole Miss, November the 9th at Missouri, November 23rd, Alabama, November 30th at LSU for Oklahoma. That final 5 games, 4 of them are against potential playoff teams, 3 on the road.
Yeah.
Right? If you take Maine out of that, right? That is mentally and physically exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
The energy that it takes for an Oklahoma to get up for a trip to Ole Miss, come back home, a trip to Missouri, come back home, Alabama, then go to LSU. That's why I don't have Oklahoma higher. It's not that they're not talented. They returned 15 starters. Jackson Arnold was a top 5 quarterback coming out, and he got some game action. There was some good, there was some bad, but you saw the talent there. No, they're a good squad that's going to be very talented, but there's no team in the country that could handle that schedule and not be a little burned by it.
Yeah.
Even Georgia.
Georgia's got
some of that.
Too.
Like if
They
Georgia
were
played that
6th toughest.
schedule, Georgia would have, I think, difficulty down the stretch winning all those games.
I think Georgia probably falls into a loss somewhere this year. They basically, they'd have the 6th toughest, I think,
They'll have
in the
one.
country. But yeah, so computers not high, but guys, computers be damned. You know who likes computers? Taylor. Okay?
I would
Get
say
out of here.
I would
I
actually
like to
say
lift heavy weights and eat red meat and crack boulders.
I would say in this room, T-Bob, you definitely love computers more than the rest of us.
False.
Alondra?
I would agree with that, yes.
Taylor?
He literally spends all day on it.
You act like I have a spaceship in my office
You
that
do.
I have to live at 24/7.
What did Hunt call it?
His gaming lair. Is that what it was?
So Hunt was bringing me something over from LSU, and he goes, "Hey, I left it in T-Bob's gaming lair."
All I do after there is just sit there and research and stream snaps and stream NCAA. I think when this new Star Wars game comes out, though, I might stream a little bit of that. We'll see. Outlaws. That'd be fun. I've never gotten to stream a non-sports game.
Just hey, you got about that much longer for you to have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Why?
Once all 3 of your children get into school, and once all 3 of them start playing sports,
No,
or dance
school's
or
why
everything.
I can. School's why I can do it because I do it when they're at school, when they're done.
I'm saying.
I
guess you don't have 2 shows.
They're in.
Well,
I do snaps noon to 1. And so I prep from snaps. When this show ends, I prep for snaps. Then I do snaps noon to 1. Then I edit and upload videos and podcasts 1 to 2.
I'm saying, but it's
and then
I'm
free.
It's in the same location now too.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm cutting out like an hour of driving now.
But I think it's when the sports and the dance and everything after school starts. But your schedule's
I mean, bro, we had tennis practice yesterday, gymnastics today. We got dance tomorrow. I'm not there fully. I'm not going to like 9 at night with the football practices, but I'm starting to, we are here on why do you think I've been working out at 5 a.m.? Yeah, because it's like the only time.
Because you want to show off those yoga pants.
The only time you get in now. Hey, now. Somebody
wants
said
to
if I
be
was a piece
sexually objectified as the only man in there.
I mean, T-Bob loves a good pair of yoga pants for himself.
Somebody said.
I want to make sure I say that.
Yeah.
If I was a piece of steak, I'd be well marbled. I agree. I'd eat me.
Wagyu.
That's right.
I'd eat me.
Bobby Barometer. A tasty little piece of meat. All right. Screw the computers. When we get back, the Saints practiced in Yeoman last night, and maybe as important as the practice was who was back in action. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to oakparkevents.com, guys. Now, Oak Park is P-A-R-C. And, I keep talking to the fellas, but this is not, I don't want to be exclusive here. Ladies, if you're listening as well, if you just got engaged, congratulations, guys. Though, again, the reason why I'm talking to the guys is because sometimes during the wedding planning portion, guys can tend to take a bit of a back seat, right? Well, sometimes that can cause a bit of friction early in the engagement. So, guys, I'm going to help you out. Get ahead of it. Go to your fiance, boy, girl, whoever, and say, hey, look, man, I was thinking about the wedding. I'm so excited. I got a couple of great venues that we should go check out. You go to oakparkevents.com, you book a free consultation, and you go check out Oak Lodge or Park 73. They've hosted thousands of weddings. It's turnkey. They can customize it, the food, venues, whatever you need. And you're going to be satisfied. I guarantee it. Go to oakparkevents.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Tigers back on the practice field. Brian Kelly meets with reporters after. We'll have the latest. And Saints getting ready for their final preseason game. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Well, I got my first truck.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, can we talk about how terrible A.T. Perry's pick routes are? He did straight up just like...
The acting job is not Oscar worthy.
No.
Golly.
Straight to DVD. Doesn't exist anymore, actually.
So I guess they don't have an hour walkthrough every day working on pick routes like we had in Denver with Peyton.
An hour walkthrough every day?
Every day.
Who's that, Les Miles?
Peyton Manning.
Maybe Les was on to something.
Two-man route combination. Everybody. Fullback, tailback, receiver, tight end. You got to go out there. We got 30 different code words, 30 different combinations. He's going to try to fool you. Like, that's his objective. He's going to try to do it so quick. And then he's going to watch you run your route. There's no ball being thrown. He's going to watch you run your route and see if you're doing a good job on the pick routes and acting and doing the whole deal.
Are you actually running or are you walking through?
Oh, you're running.
Okay.
No, you're running at full speed.
Damn.
And he's got, like, equipment guys, different guys out there acting as the defense, and he wants to see you pick the player but not look like you're trying to pick the player.
So what's the key to doing that? Looking away?
Looking at the quarterback, getting your hands up early, and making yourself big.
Like you're like, I'm trying to catch the ball.
Yeah, it's like looking at the quarterback, hands up. You know, you kind of put your butt in the way a little bit, and you're like, what? I had my eyes on the quarterback. I didn't even know he was there.
Okay.
I mean, we never got called for any in Denver.
Hey, it's because you put the work in on it, I'd say. So Saints practice at Yeoman last night. First practice the fans could go out to. If you went out there, I hope you had a great time. 7 to, I think it was at 7 at night last night. Remember, this Friday, they'll be in the Superdome. Doors open at noon. Practice starts at 1. If you want to go check it out, it is free. But I think the big news last night was who was back. As Alvin Kamara, Jawan Johnson, Taliesin Fuanga, Pete Werner, Ugo Amadi, all returned to practice. Not full, but, all there doing a portion of it, the beginning of it. Demario Davis and Christian Boyd back as well. The names that remained out that you'd be watching for, Kool-Aid McKinstry, which they are saying that he avoided a serious injury, which is great. They believe he'll probably be ready for week 1. Dallin Holker, the tight end. Lattimore, Shaheed, Tipton, Kendre Miller, Saldivari, and Jalen Ford, among others, remain out as well. Chase Young was not out there, but this makes you happy. Dennis Allen said it was good news, and he would let Chase Young break it. That sounds like a birth, maybe. I don't know what that sounds like, but it sounds like a big life event. So shout out to Chase Young. I can't wait to hear what that's about. He has the chance to become a beloved Saint by the end of this year, if this preseason's any indication. And the big news of the day, Jake, is two things. First off, Oli Udo's officially getting 1 reps at right tackle. So that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Nothing has ever felt more obvious. Yes. Yeah. They love Fuanga at left. So I'm thinking Fuanga, I would basically, the only job that still feels up for grabs, although to be fair, Penning and Udo are technically a competition. Fuanga has left tackle locked down. It's left guard. That's the only job that's up for grabs still. Lucas Patrick hasn't really solidified his spot.
Did play much better last week, though, than he did in week number 1.
Yeah.
Week number 1, I was like, I don't know that they have that even as an option. But then week 2, he did play much better.
So looking like Sean Payton, Dennis Allen may have seen enough out of Trevor Penning. Guess what the second biggest news out of practice was?
I don't know, T-Bob.
Derek Carr had a great practice.
Okay.
2-minute drive, 8 of 10, inning with a touchdown to Foster Moreau. Let's go, boys.
Hi, boy, Foster.
Let's go, boys.
Hi, boy.
Let's go, boys. Carfax, 8 of 10. Touchdown to Foster Moreau. Adam Fields. Derek Carr was excellent in the red zone yesterday. Carfax. Tell him.
If you have a decade-long veteran quarterback in the NFL and you're still getting excited about going 8 for 10 in 2-minute drill in a training camp practice,
It's a very good defense.
That's a problem.
It's a very good defense.
That is a problem.
Very good defense. Look, as Alondra said, I'm probably the most honest person on this show and a slave to the truth. I can't sit here and tell you he practiced bad when he practiced well. So I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. He practiced great.
My thing about that is,
he makes $40 million, and he's been in the league for a
decade.
decade.
18th in the NFL, guys.
My thing about this, though, is you know how T-Bob, like, he hates when we say we're tired, or he hates the deep sigh. I hate when you say Derek Carr had a great practice. He's supposed to have a great practice. Like, it's practice.
So
practice. Are we talking about practice?
The difference
like, seriously.
here, the difference
There's no difference.
Is that a part of this job, doing a show, is reporting what happens on the actual football field.
But you
nobody
say it
gives
with
a
some
damn.
sort of credence. Like,
nobody gives a damn if you're tired or sighing.
And I don't
care.
give a damn if
Wake
Derek
up.
Carr had a good practice. I really don't.
He should have a good practice, just based off how long and what he gets compensated to do the job he's done for so long.
Again, the compensation's good, but it's market-wise. I mean, it's 18th. It is 18th. We got it. We cannot lose sight of the fact the Saints are bargain shopping quarterbacks.
And they're getting the bargain bin.
We just going to wait. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today this year, boys. Just wait.
T-Bob is so excited about this.
Between the 16-play, 95-yard drive, a little 2-minute touchdown, I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit of my car juice back.
I will say,
got my done oil change.
He should have a good practice. He's an 11-year vet. But if you remember everything out of Falcons camp last week, everybody was all excited because Kirk Cousins had the same, had a really good practice. Nobody cared then. They should both be having good practices. It's not a big deal either way.
That's actually that's one of the reasons why the Falcons have continued to gain steam on gambling sites as the favorites in the NFC South.
Because reports of Kirk Cousins having good practices?
Yeah, because he's healthy. He's coming off an Achilles tear. He's locked in. He's hitting with the weapons.
Being healthy coming off an injury and having good practices is two different things.
And probably signing, Justin Simmons in it. Did it hurt at all?
Trading for an edge rusher.
Yeah, it probably didn't hurt at all. All right, Taylor, what do you want to talk about? What's going on with CeeDee Lamb's contract? Is that what we're supposed to talk about?
No.
Jerry Jones says chill. It's all good. Okay, they're doing it. Relax.
I tell you what, T-Bob. There's one person I trust in this world. Jerry Jones.
I agree.
Has to
I don't
be.
know.
I trust Steven. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about Steven.
Steven Jones?
I saw a video of Jerry Jones the other day where he was sounding like Joe Biden, so I don't know.
Nyquil Stillwater says, so is Derek Carr the Dollar General Family Dollar Tree? He's not quite Dollar Tree. He's kind of like Walmart, right? Would you say?
Yeah, that's fair.
Price-wise, or is Walmart's prices so low?
Okay.
You know what you're going to get. You're not always happy with the result, but you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
No, Derek Carr's, that's Walmart.
You know what you're getting into. All right. When we get back, let's close that hour number 1 here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. You need somebody who's going to stand up to the big insurance companies when you get in an accident. Somebody's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. Just speaking of corporations stepping on little man, wait until the story in hour 2. But whatever, Get Gordon's there for you. Okay, right now you go to getgordon.com/billboard. You can enter the billboard contest. Design Gordon's next billboard. See your work plastered throughout the state. Don't forget to follow him on social media at Get Gordon. We see a lot of great content with the favorite members of the G Team. Get Gordon, get it done today.
Go to the website, getgordon.com, where you can get a lot done. You can find past client results, cases they can handle for you. You can get a question answered on the website, consultation set up. Also, if you want to find out what they're doing in the community and also with your favorite athletes throughout the state, at Get Gordon's the handle. If you want to call them, your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, you know, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, you know. We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hi now, welcome back to Off the Bench. Well, actually, we'll get to this in a minute. First, Taylor, you said you have the video of the LED lights at Death Valley. Recently installed. This comes from Tiger Vibes. And again, I'm sure, knowing LSU, they have some like insanely cinematic trailer that's going to light your balls on fire when you see it, about how cool this update is. This is just somebody filming with a cell phone outside of the stadium, but looks great to me, dude. Looks cool. It's still insane to me knowing how long those lights used to take to charge up. Like, it is actually insane to me that technology has advanced where you can just shut them off, change colors, do whatever you want at the drop of a hat. It looks like we had some sort of purple and gold celebration going on here. Maybe it's like a pregame thing. Maybe it's like a post-touchdown thing.
New scoreboard looks nice. Looks big.
Are these epilepsy friendly?
I don't know, but I mean, a lot of teams do it, so I'm assuming they are, right?
I mean, those are flashing pretty
They're flashing at a reasonable pace, I would say. Now, what if they really did just go full strobe?
Like,
I mean,
that would be so tight. Can you
cool.
imagine a massive touchdown and they go full purple strobe and the team's celebrating and they're celebrating at like 30 frames a second? That would be incredible.
The whole field just looks purple.
Yes, that would be incredible. Because that's the thing about LEDs that I love.
Seizing in the
Yes, it would probably not be good for everyone.
That's why you got to sign the waiver to go in now. Let's make it happen.
But that is the thing that I love about these LEDs are they kind of make you respect nature a little bit more as well, or respect what we have, because when they go dark, you remember, oh wait, it's night outside.
Yeah.
And like there's not actually just light everywhere you go. And that if we didn't have these, I think we wouldn't be able to play football. That's one of the most shocking, it never ceases to shock me. When a stadium that has them goes dark and you kind of really can't see too much of anything. And I mean, being swathed in purple light is going to be so sick, dude. I'm in.
I'm all in. I'm
excited.
I've been across the SEC covering games when it's happened and it gets the fans excited. Everyone's doing it. Recruits like it. It gives you a little juice to the environment. And sure, look, Tiger Stadium is still the greatest place on earth. Like, it didn't necessarily need one, but I think it's only going to ramp up the atmosphere. Players are going to love it. Players are going to know when they do it. It's a big moment.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I love the new scoreboards. Yeah, do all that stuff. Make it continue to be the greatest place in college football.
Yeah, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And LED lights are the latest Joneses. Who are the Joneses? Is that just your
Their
neighbor?
neighbor.
Is it,
it's a show.
Oh, it's from a literal show.
Keeping Up with the Joneses is a show.
Is it?
And
but it was probably a saying first. Still, is Joneses just like a fill-in name just for your stereotypical neighbor? You just got to keep up with the times. You just keep up with what your neighborhood's doing.
I don't know if the show or the saying came first.
Interesting.
Well, okay,
it comes from a comic strip in 1913. The strip ran until 1940 in the New York World and various other newspapers.
Called Keeping Up with the Joneses?
Depicts the social climbing McGinnis family who struggle to keep up with their neighbors, the Joneses, for the title.
Freaking hate those Joneses, dude. You just installed a new sprinkler system, and it looks great. And I'm out here with my hose, moving it around, and my little thing that goes back and forth. Damn you, Jones.
Sprinkler.
There you go, Taylor. That could be the name of your Cowboys podcast. Keeping Up with the Joneses. That's a good idea.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Back to school savings at Bayou Ford. $12,000 off F-150. $12,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And $10,000 off Expedition. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Water. It makes your car wet and smelly. That's why you need Advanced Windshield, the problem solvers in auto glass repair. We use quality parts and tools to ensure a perfect seal every time. Visit us at advancedwindshield.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, August 21st. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. In hour 2 of today's show, we were going to have Matt Flynn for a full hour of flustering, but since that's out the window, let the sports talk continue here in hour number 2. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, yo! What up, dude? What's happening, y'all? What's going down? What's the smoke in the street? What's crack-a-lagging?
I knew what's crack-a-lagging was coming. I knew it at some point.
What happened? What's
the word? That's a go-to for me. What's the word?
What's good?
Yeah.
Very easy. Yeah. What's good? 2 syllables, whole lot of meaning. I'm showing you that I care about you.
Yeah. What's up, son?
What up, man?
I like that one too.
What up, man? All right. So
what do you say to somebody that knows you, clearly knows you, and acts like you should know them, but you cannot get there?
Yo, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
Yo, what's up, big dog?
How you been?
What up, my guy? I mean, it's always going to be awkward.
Yo, what's up, bro? How you been, man? Everything good? Hell yeah.
I
Sounds
despise, and it happens to me, like at GeekCon, it happened to me like 3 times. When somebody's like, you don't even remember who I am, do you? I'm like,
That's where you got to hit him with a little jog my memory.
I know, but it's like they clearly know you. You should know them.
You look so familiar. Just, God, too many hits to the head.
Yeah, but it's the worst.
I drink too much. Yeah.
Like, I would never meet someone and be like, man, you don't even remember who I am, do you? Like, I'd never do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No, but it's because you're on the other side of that interaction, right? So maybe if you've never been on the other side, then it's not as, like, drilled in your brain. Because, when I'm talking to someone, that's what I was saying. When I'm talking to someone that I, like, even if there's a hint that they won't remember me, I will.
Right, same.
First thing I'll say, be like, hey, T-Bob Baber, and I see you, remember we met, blah, blah, blah. And it just immediately allows them to be like, oh, yeah, even if they don't remember, right?
If you're with someone, you get them to introduce themselves to them.
Oh, trust me, I've done that.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they don't say their name still. They're just like, oh, hey, good to meet you. It's like,
and then that person needs to come in the clutch and be like, what was your name again?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You got to have a runner.
You got to think on your feet.
You got to have a runner. I'll never forget.
It's never like, oh, it was nice to meet you, because I got burned by that a couple times. Like, oh, we've actually met. It's always, man, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. It's called plausible deniability.
Yeah.
If you're meeting for the first time, nice to see you still makes sense, technically. If you're meeting again, nice to see you place.
The worst.
Having someone say, you don't even remember who I am, do you? Not only is that like an awkward situation,
So rude.
Yeah.
it's desperate because it's like, man, I really wish I want Jacob Hester to know me so bad. I'd be like, oh, yeah, who cares? Like, I would never do that. I don't care if like I was meeting the most famous person in the world. I wouldn't be like, hey, you don't even remember me, do you? We hung out that one time. No, way too desperate.
And no matter what they say, I'm always like, yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
Yes.
That's who you are.
You're that guy.
No idea.
I hate whenever I feel like I'm pretending like I remember them like really well. Like I'm like, oh yeah, what's up? And they're like, we met at blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I made that very obvious that I didn't remember you. Happened to me one time last year.
If I don't call you fella in like the first 30 seconds, I probably don't know you.
So you only use fella on people you do know?
Yeah, fella's reserved.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's say fella. I know you if I call you a fella.
I think you're doing a deep game here. I think you're putting this out there publicly so that now you can get away with it in the future by telling people say fella, and they'll be like, oh, I heard on the radio that actually that means Jake knows me.
No, it wasn't, but yes. And
see,
like I like where your brain's going. Maybe I will do that now.
All right, so no Matt Flynn today, but there still will be a bit of flestering to be had this hour. I want to start on a more serious note, though. We just celebrated, the new lights at Tiger Stadium, the return to Tiger Stadium just a couple of weeks away. There was some unfortunate news that broke yesterday as Dan Bornay, longtime in-stadium PA announcer, is going to step away for, I don't think there's a certain amount of time on it, but stepping away for health concerns. Bill Franquez will move in, and Bill's obviously incredible as well. But Bornay at this point is, a legend, right? Like he's reached that point in life that is so tough to reach because it's something you can only do with an incredible amount of time on task. Where in my mind, it's almost like he was less a person and more a part of the stadium itself.
Yes.
And so not hearing his voice will definitely be odd that first week against Nichols.
That's a great way to put that. Like, he is in the DNA, the fabric of that stadium is his voice.
To me, he is. Because that's
me too. That's the only voice that I've ever known inside that stadium. And think how many times we talk about chance of rain, never. That's him. That's his voice.
I know.
And like that to me is a part of this. I remember when the first time I met him, I'm like, oh my God, you're the voice.
The voice, dude. I know.
That's your voice.
I know.
Like, it is certainly part of the experience of Tiger Stadium is his voice.
So obviously the main thing here are thoughts and prayers for Dan, his friends, his family, and hopes for a speedy resolution to whatever he is dealing with so he can get back in there and we can hear his voice once again. But I wanted to thank you to Chad for reminding me of that, because I wanted to highlight that on today's show, because as I said, if you're our age, you don't know any different. He is in the concrete, literally built into the fabric of the whole deal. So have y'all caught wind And you know me, guys. I'm normally pretty Disney. What is this? What? You do not trust when I say you know me, guys?
At all.
No.
When you say y'all know me, I'm like,
That could kind of be anything.
Fair. It could be anything. Bobby
man.
Barometer. You know me. Always said it.
Whenever he says you know me, he's about to tell a lie.
Yeah, that's okay. So we'll see if this is true then. You know me, guys. I love Disney.
Okay, that's
Right?
truth.
But I have had some issues with Disney lately, right? Not, and a lot of people's issues stem kind
Yours
of
is the content.
out of politics. Yes, mine's more content and park related. I think because their stock is so bad, they are sacrificing a lot of the soul of what made them special for short-term gains. And they might be getting little injections in the short term, but I think long term, it's going to run them into the ground. And there's two pieces of news here that are reinforcing this. And one of them is very serious. The other is not, unless you're like me. Have y'all seen the story about the woman, the doctor, who passed from the food allergy at Disney Springs, Jake? Have you seen this?
I have not seen that.
So her and her husband were out to eat. She's a doctor. Her and her husband were out to eat. They tell the restaurant multiple times she has extreme food allergies.
Oh, no.
And they tell her multiple times, it's okay. We understand. We got you. Don't worry. They, in fact, did not have her. She ends up passing. That's sad. Here's the insane part. The husband sues Disney. Attorneys for Disney then had the gall to say that according to the terms of use that he agreed to when he signed up for a Disney Plus trial and when he bought his park tickets, that any dispute between a person and Disney is, quote, subject to a class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration. Basically, arbitration is corporation big business friendly, right? It's against the consumer. It doesn't allow this thing to go to trial in front of your peers. It goes to individual arbitration. The point of this is, though, Jake, Disney is trying to say that because they buried this language in the Disney Plus agreement, and even when you buy tickets for the park, that you can't sue them.
That's wild. The Disney Plus part of that is
evil.
wild.
That's evil.
Yeah.
And it blew up. Of course it did. And now Disney backed off and they said, quote, we decided to waive our right to arbitration, which is funny to me, our right to arbitration, because lawyers, they always tell you, right? You just got to look close. They're saying it's our right. We're not in the wrong, but we're good people. Screw you. We've decided to waive our right to arbitration and have the matter proceed in court. At Disney, we strive to put humanity above all other considerations. With such unique circumstances as the one in this case, we believe this situation warrants a sensitive approach to expedite a resolution for the family who have experienced such a painful loss. Shut up! And how about this? Courts, wake the hell up. Like, I know the legal system, the legislature. I know everything's controlled by corporate money. We all know this, okay? There are mountains of evidence, but there has to be a line. When you cross the line into incredulity, we have to stand up. Courts, it cannot be enforceable that I agreed to waive my right to arbitrate, waive my rights because I freaking signed up for Disney Plus. That is purposefully deceptive. And that's the most concerning part about all this, is that I'm pretty sure the courts were going to side with Disney, which would set a truly awful precedent. Precedent.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This just infuriates me. Like, again, I get it. We mean nothing. Money means everything. I get it. It's still, to be fair, it still created a pretty good system, pretty good country, pretty good all that. But at a certain point, like, we have to have rights as individuals against these corporations. And this is just so much of a step too far to me.
But you're still going to go like in October?
Oh, absolutely.
Also, like buying park tickets, I don't know if that would have played. You don't buy tickets for Disney Springs. Like it's a Disney property, but you don't.
But no, it's same thing. Yeah, but your Disney Plus has nothing to do with Disney Springs.
It's true. Somebody
when you buy the tickets, the box that you click, your terms and conditions,
which
it's
nobody
saying
reads.
that you agree to waive your rights to sue them, and that you have to go to arbitration. That's crazy.
Well,
that's
somebody
insane.
in the chat mentioned, which is pretty valid because all those restaurants in Disney Springs are chain restaurants. Somebody goes sue the restaurant. Disney doesn't own the restaurant.
Yeah, they don't own the restaurant.
So,
but Disney Springs, but it's still, it's still going to fall on them eventually because it works back up the ladder. So they will be in a courtroom, or probably they'll settle out. I just don't. It just, I can't fathom that the courts would side with corporations here, and I know that's a bit naive. I know that's that sentence is just naive, but there has to be a point where we just say, this is too wrong. This is too obvious that this should not be the case. This is so purposefully deceptive as to be evil, in my opinion. And I get why the corporations do it, because why wouldn't they? They're looking out for themselves. So what anybody else is, we've decided to waive our right to arbitration. Up your ass, Disney. How about that? How about you freaking make a good Star Wars movie? How about that?
Make any good movie.
How about you don't get rid of Tom Sawyer Island and Adventureland for cars? And now we arrive at my second point of contention. The soul of Disney continues to be sacrificed. Y'all know about Adventureland? Y'all ever mess with Tom Sawyer Island?
Yep.
Very fun. You ride a boat over the island. Our girl Happy Gilmore used to be the pilot on the Tom Sawyer boat.
Yeah.
Actually free. They're actually free boats. They're not on the track.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised. So they bring you to the island. It's got optical illusions, playgrounds. You're running around the island. It's one of the original Disney World attractions. It's American Frontierland. It's the soul. It's old school. It's good for the kids. And then yet another just corporate load of crap. What are they doing? They're tearing it all down and putting in Cars Land. Lightning McSuck. Okay? I'm so pissed. I love Tom Sawyer. I swear, if the country band Jamboree is shut down,
what you gonna do?
I'm gonna burn down Cars Land.
Dang.
Well,
no.
Also, don't they already have a Cars themed section in Hollywood Studios?
Yeah. No, in LA they do. In Disneyland they do. They have a great one. Radiator Springs. To be fair, my problem is not as much with Radiator Springs. You want to make Radiator Springs, do your thing, right? My little son's loving cars now. It's kind of cool to see. But why are we getting rid of Frontierland? How about you nut up, figure it out, pay some extra money, and build a new part of the park? Why are we getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island? We're so soulless now at this point. There's something so wonderfully simple about American Frontierland. And now it's going to be the Radiator Spring Cars Experience or something lame and corporately trademarked like that. Walt Disney would be turning over in his grave right now.
He still could.
I thought he was frozen.
Is he frozen?
I think he's frozen.
Isn't his head frozen or something?
It's always what I've heard.
You always say it's in the pyramid at Epcot or something, right? That's what they say.
Oh, that'd be awesome if he was
turning
in the
in his
glass.
crypt.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah, crypt.
No,
he's so mad that the ice is melting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right now.
There you
Yeah. Is he though? Do you think he'd be upset about this?
It just pisses me off, man. Ryan Smith says they do have a little area in Hollywood Studios, Taylor, so I didn't know that.
They do that a lot. They have something in one park and they're like, well, let's add it to another park. No, keep it uniquely to that park. They've done that with a bunch of things.
I know. And I get it. Things have to evolve. But, can't we maintain some of the soul?
No.
Again, we can't because corporations have to make money, and that is their entire reason for existing. And there's a lot of benefits that have come out of that, but there's also a lot of downsides. Couldn't you take the concept of this doesn't need to be branded and just update it? If you wanted to do a new and improved Tom Sawyer Island, if you wanted to do a new and improved American Frontierland, no. We can't. And you're going to raise prices. You make it just an overall worse consumer experience, and we'll be back. But that's why Universal Studios is eating your lunch right now, Disney. You're getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island, and they're adding whole new parks. I'll tell you this. It's Halloween. Catch your boy at Tom Sawyer Island, okay? You better believe that. I'm be out there picketing, letting Disney know how I feel.
Still giving them your money.
Say, hey, Goofy, tell your boss he sucks.
I can see T-Bob tying himself to a tree in Tom Sawyer Island. He's like, I'm not leaving.
Hell no, we won't go.
Hold the man, son. Nothing makes me feel better than the carousel of progress. If they get rid of the carousel of progress, then it really is time to boycott Alondra. That's when I will start speaking with my money. If they get rid of carousel of progress.
How long do you go? You going for a full week again?
I think like 4 or 5 days. Something I can't remember exactly. I just love them Epcot beers, man. I just love them Epcot beers. T-Bob, did you not see the D23 updates? Legit changes coming. Everything I saw from D23 seems stupid. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Also, they're notorious for making D23 promises that never come through.
What's D23?
Their big convention they do every year where, they announce all. It's, again, that's a very corporate thing, these conventions.
What's 23?
Where the stage shows. I don't know what the 23 is actually. Where you get out there and you say, here are the plans, and investor confidence goes up, and the stock goes up.
My conspiratorial brain is working right now, and this just feels like another demoralization of our country and society, taking away the American frontier.
I would say that maybe
you don't want it because it has America in it.
I saw that chat as well. I would say that's maybe skewing into conspiracy because this has happened to all of the old school lands.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Slowly taking away meaning from everything.
But again, like most things with conspiracy, it's just more obvious than that. It's just about corporate branding that they can trademark and they can monetize.
Yeah.
And they own cars. And they can sell car merch better they can sell, a Davy Crockett hat. Nowadays.
Can they buy the Saints car?
Take him away.
They're into buying cars.
I love that car.
I'm sure they got a couple lemons.
I hate these cars. Oh. Look, man, you get Toe Mater on that sideline, Derek Carr might be all right. Say there, Derek. Yeah, Toe Mater. Dang, Derek, you got a little hitch in your giddy up. Come on, I'm going to get you fixed right up. Is that an okay, Toe Mater?
It's not the worst I've heard.
It could have been better, yeah.
All right. Like if you were like, what is this impersonation? I'd be like someone trying to sound like Mater.
Yeah, Hold the Man was right. Pirates of the Caribbean is going to turn into Fortnite. Yeah, that's that crap that I'm talking about. Even then, they got lucky. Like Pirates of the Caribbean as a ride got lucky because the movies got huge.
Yeah.
So they survived. Now you can see Johnny Depp's little robot ass popping out of a barrel. It's actually his head, but you get the point.
Yeah, I like Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's the friggin' best. But I'm saying, would Pirates of the Caribbean ride have survived if it didn't become a successful IP?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. All right. When we get back, I have an ironclad argument.
Oh, great.
That is going to convince Jake to be a Miami Hurricanes fan. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. There's never going to be a new American Frontier. I know that's what bums me out. There's never going to be, again, it doesn't have the same thing, but in the spirit of what Walt used to stand for. Lost their way. You know who hasn't lost their way? Pinnacle Exterior Construction. In fact, if you want to build some new attractions for your backyard, maybe a pool, maybe a big old fence for a little added privacy, maybe put some turf back there. Okay? Any outdoor kitchen, any exterior construction project, they build the spaces, you build the memories. That used to be what it was about. Still is a Pinnacle. Go to PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com.
And that is residential and commercial. All the things that T-Bob just laid out, they can do for you. Artificial turf is something that, look, you'd love to have it in your backyard. Putting green, place to work out. They can bring that to your home. PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
Her telephone rang about 9:15. She heard his voice on the other end of the line.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What his cause might bring. With a cowboy like him, it could be anything. And she always expected the worst in the back of her mind. He said it's cold out here and I'm all alone. Didn't make the short go again, and I'm coming home. I know I've been away too long. I never got a chance.
Welcome back to OTB. As we mentioned, we've had a couple of sad stories here early on. Thoughts and prayers with our guy Champ, loyal member of the Bayou Ford YouTube chat at youtube.com/1045 ESPN. He cut his nails yesterday, and now his nails are too short, and he can't get the sticker off of his apple. We've all been there. It's a bad place to be. Then you got to dig into the apple to get the sticker off. That doesn't feel good. Thoughts and prayers to you, Champ, during this trying time, certainly. Jay Zach saying hitting on the playlist, making me want to drink. Hell yeah. All right, Jake. So I've given you a few reasons to like Miami thus far this preseason, right? Mainly that all the Ogerons are there.
It's been the only reason.
Ed and the boys.
Yeah.
Well, Cam Ward. Cam Ward's cool. We never disliked Cam Ward before.
Not disliked, but
yeah.
He's still like it's a level up.
But I'm saying when Cam Ward was at Wazoo, you probably liked him. You probably cheered for him, right?
Yeah.
He's like frisky. That game last year, was it the Washington game last year where he went off and it was insane?
I think so.
like there's one early on, a big matchup where whatever, he had a lot of like insane games, right? But that was one of the ones on kind of the bigger stage. Anyway, so here's a couple of reasons. How about this, Jake? Did you realize both Miami coordinators, where are they from? Where are they from?
Louisiana.
Welsh and Clinton. How about that? You got Lance Guidry
Yep.
from Welsh. Used to be the head coach at Karen Crow back in the day. Guidry's, I think he was at McNeese as well for a while there. It's Guidry's first year as the DC down there in Miami, so you love seeing some representation there. And then Shannon Dawson's from Clinton. He started Southeastern back in the day. So how about that?
Shout out Taylor.
Mario with a couple of Louisiana boys running each side of the ball. Are you convinced yet?
No.
Why not? You don't like Welsh?
I like it. Didn't convince me that Miami's going to be good.
Are the Welsh a part of the UK?
I don't.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
Welsh is so far from the UK.
No, they are.
Welsh is like right down the road.
Jake said
dude.
they are. Jake said they are.
Talking about Wales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not from Welsh. He's from Welsh, Louisiana. So that's not enough?
No.
Okay. I got one more. Do you know who the cornerbacks coach is?
The cornerbacks coach, I do not.
Chevis Jackson. Come on now,
knew
bro.
Smooch was there.
Come on now,
I
bro.
did know
You
Smooch
gonna tell
was
me you can't cheer for an old teammate? Blood's thicker than water, Bo. You better hop on.
Smooch was the 68th overall pick in 2008.
Yeah.
I was 69th.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I remember
Smooch
him
went to the
playing in
Falcons.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
He came over to the house one night.
Yeah. Great human.
Come on now. So you're a Miami fan.
Mobile's finest.
So you're a Miami fan then?
Nope.
Am I going to have to send this Chev? You still are not a Miami fan when you have a former brother and teammate that was also a critical part of a national championship team? You can't even support him?
I've got really good friends, too, that are on the Texas coaching staff. Really good friends. Former teammates in the NFL. I hope they do well. I hope their
You didn't win a
position
national
group-
championship with those guys.
I
dude.
hope their position group does really, really well. I'm a fan of one team and one team alone, sir.
Wow. Couldn't be me, dude. I got you, Chevis. You the man. Kane's up. The U is back. This is Mario Cristobal, Steve Sarkisian year. Steve Sarkisian of last year. He's going to get to 10 wins. Huh. I thought your Louisiana pride and your love of a former teammate would have pushed you over the edge there, Jake. I'm disappointed.
You want me to
Not a foxhole move.
You want me to root for Miami?
Yeah, not a foxhole move. Yes, I do. Why? Do you have some other ACC team you're going to be rooting for?
Probably not.
Exactly. So throw it with the homies that you know.
I root for one team.
Coach O, Chevis, Guidry, Dawson, Welsh, Clinton. What are we talking about here, guys? Louisiana through and through.
I would rather Miami win the ACC than Clemson or Florida State.
Duh.
Is that better?
Yeah, screw FSU. Screw Dabo and his bedazzled footballs. Hi, you're a 10-star, mama. I don't know why. All my Dabo impressions just go straight to Harry Carey. Hi, you ever seen anything like this?
God,
It's a bedazzled football.
that video.
What's your name again?
Yeah, I forgot your name.
You're Brandon Jacobs' son, right?
God.
I mean, I know you, like you said, screw NC State. They disappoint every time. I kind of like Mac Brown and UNC, and I got some love for Chapel Hill, but I don't know none of those guys. Smook and who gives a damn? I don't care about Stanford or Cal. Virginia Tech's okay because they're kind of frisky and fun and nostalgic, but still, I don't know anybody
Anything
there.
for SMU?
No, that's what I'm
SMU?
saying. No, SMU, I don't give a damn. Hell no. Easiest Power 4 schedule in the country. How about you play somebody, SMU? No. It's all about the Canes. Okay, let's pick our
I'm on the
favorite
Cane
team.
train.
Thank you.
Who
Cane
was the
train.
team-
Thank you.
Who was the team, Taylor, that he gave himself over to last year and just kept
So there was three.
telling
so,
us
no,
that
we
they were
can-
going to be good, and we're like, okay, yeah, sure.
Here's what we can do. We can look at it from spring to off season to end season because there's about three. He was all about the corn hub. Okay?
I still am. I still am. I still am.
Nebraska, Jake can back me up on this. Nebraska lost one game, and he's like, Nebraska kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Then he comes in twice a week with a Colorado shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado sucks. So he's like, actually, guys, I'm kidding. It's been Washington the whole time. So he kind of had three last year.
Okay.
I was on Washington early last year.
No. Okay. Okay. First off,
he's
Is that not true?
You're right about Colorado. Full stop. That was a one night stand that I was like, God, this girl, this is kind of exciting.
Beer
and then
goggles.
it immediately, not even beer goggles as much as just it immediately became apparent that the connection was just physical. And there were just massive, massive red flags otherwise.
Yeah.
Nebraska, I still think, if you watched them last year, it was better. It was just infused with the most insane amount of turnovers you've ever seen. And Nebraska has now been my main online team on NCAA. So my Nebraska love is stronger than ever. I think they're going to be great. I think they're going to go 8-4. Washington, I was on from the beginning. And I told you both Oregon games that Washington was going to win.
Yeah, we both did.
No,
yeah,
for
were
sure.
big on Washington.
Yeah, y'all both chose those. I chose Oregon. No,
but you're right about Colorado.
I won a
You're
lot
right
of
about
money in the second
Colorado.
one.
You're a little off base on Nebraska.
You jumped
and you're
back
way off on
Nebraska.
Washington.
So you were hyping them up in the offseason. Then you kind of shifted to Colorado, then back to Nebraska.
No, I just had to let Nebraska chill for a year because it was obvious that I was a year too early. We weren't on year 2 Matt Rule yet. I spent a whole offseason talking about Jeff Sims only for him to be completely putrid and abysmal. But yeah, look, SEC, LSU, ACC, my team's Miami, Big Ten, Nebraska, Big 12, West Virginia. And those are my dogs.
We're going with teams that we would find ourselves rooting for? Or
Yeah.
We believe, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's who I ride with. Every Saturday, it's all about the U and WVU and LSU and Nebraska U.
If I'm going for teams I wouldn't mind seeing, win. Obviously LSU in the SEC, and the Big 12 is going to be Utah, and the Big 10 is going to be Iowa. In the ACC, I'm going to give you a deep cut. I'm going to go Syracuse. I would love to see Syracuse get back on track.
I think Fran Brown's doing some exciting stuff there.
Well, they return 18 starters. Kyle McCord, who just throws for over 3,000 yards, leads Ohio State to 11 wins. They're you're good. Now you can go Syracuse. I hope Kyle McCord throws for a bazillion yards this year and throws both middle fingers up on the way out.
I mean, I have no particular dislike for Syracuse, but where's their coordinators from?
I don't care.
They're from Welsh. They're from Clinton. They got Chevis on there. They got Coach O riding with him. I don't think so. Let's go Canes. Everybody who's on the Cane train, put the U's in the chat, please. Can we get U's in the chat? Thank you very much. All right, when we get back, Taylor, you can select your favorite teams as well as you, Alondra, and I'm going to tell you how Mike Gundy is bringing cam girl culture to college football. More OTB next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. All-Star Toyota is your one-stop car shop. It's a great place to go check out. Whether you're looking to buy new, used, Toyota-certified used vehicle, where you still get that excellent warranty coverage. Look at some of the back-to-football deals that we got going down right now on all your 4Runners, RAV4s, Tundras, Siennas, whatever you want. Camrys. You also lease. And if you need a service center or a body shop, remember, all makes and models welcome. Doesn't have to be from Toyota. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today.
Go to the website to find your next vehicle. If you want to buy new, if you want to lease, or if you want to rent a Toyota. Maybe you've got a trip already planned to go watch the Tigers play in South Carolina, or maybe in College Station, Fayetteville, Gainesville, one of the Villes. You can rent a Toyota, save miles on your vehicle, get better gas mileage, something bigger, whatever it might be. allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, you know, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, you know. We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Mark Cumbie says, mother conference teams, ACC, Georgia Tech, Big 12, Oklahoma State, Pac-12, Utah, and Big 10, Penn State. Now remember, though, Utah's in the Big 12 now, so you're going to have to choose between Utah and Okie State.
Hey, T-Bob. All about
Senor.
Connections. I chose Syracuse. You know their offensive coordinator, Mike Johnson. You know who he played for?
Is that the Speaker of the House?
You know who their offensive coordinator, Mike Johnson, played for?
No.
The Shreveport Pirates.
Oh, let's go.
That's such a...
He played in Shreveport.
Dumb, tenuous connection compared to a former teammate that you won a national championship.
He played for
or the head coach of the school that
Pirates.
you purport to love that won a national championship.
Shreveport Pirates.
That
I'm not from
anything.
Welsh. I'm not from Clinton.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
So you're saying North Louisiana is not a part of Louisiana now? You're saying it's different?
I'm literally saying Shreveport.
No, that's true. Like, that's a way more personal connection for Jake than
a teammate.
I went to every
teammate that you
Shreveport Pirates
that you fought,
game.
bled, sweated with for years and won a natty with. No, it's not.
Do you have teammates coaching in college outside of Chevis?
I don't know.
Sure you do.
I'm sure I do.
And so we only choose one now?
And once I discover where they're at, I'm a ride with him.
Is Matt still at Alabama?
No, he's doing it in high school.
Coaching high school football.
They should have brought him back here to LSU. You bums. But
well, did you pull for Alabama while Met was there?
No, that's
well. I mean,
look, there are some roads you can't cross, right? No, that's not crazy, guys. I'm not a hardcore black and white guy. Life is full of shades of gray, so there's no 100% rules on either way. It's like I have no animus towards Miami, really. Beyond maybe they've just been overrated.
I hate Miami.
Just because they've been overrated, right?
Yeah.
They get talk about. I get that, and
they're the Notre Dame of the South.
That creates frustration. At least Notre Dame's been good though.
Have they?
Yes. What are you talking about? They've won 10 games, plenty. They played New Year's Six bowls. They should have beat Ohio State last year if Marcus Freeman didn't completely blow it. Like, yeah, they've been fine. They've been fine. Miami's actually sucked. Notre Dame's never actually sucked here recently, at least. Speaking of Oklahoma State. Oh, wait, Taylor, do you want to give your teams real quick?
ACC, I'm going Virginia Tech. Kind of been riding with them all offseason.
Yeah, that's cool. Good answer.
Big Ten, this one's going to sound weird. I have just always liked Michigan State for no reason whatsoever.
Good time to get in.
I was a big Cousins fan. I was a big Connor Cook fan when they were QBs, pretty much back to back.
This man likes the whitest of white.
Well, I really liked D'Antonio when he was here. It was just a team.
He was a beast.
Always didn't like Michigan, and D'Antonio beat the crap out of him when he was at Michigan State. So kind of always pulled for them. I mean, SEC, LSU, obviously. Big 12.
A lot of fun, exciting teams in the Big 12.
It might be West Virginia because of Garrett Green.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Garrett Green this offseason.
I agree. I mean, but like Kansas is fun. Kansas State's fun. There's a lot of fun teams in the Big 12. Alondra, do you care to choose?
Yeah, so ACC, I'm going with the U.
Let's go. Right now.
Miami.
Cane Train.
Big 12. Cane Train. Big 12. I think I'm going to go Utah as well for that one.
Lame Train.
Big 10, I'm going to go with Oregon, obviously. And then.
They're kind of cool, though.
Yeah, they are. I like Dan Lanning a lot.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And then SEC, LSU.
Well, duh.
Well, I know. Maybe you might be Texas. I don't know.
No, LSU.
All right, so speaking of Oklahoma State, who'd also be another good one to go to, Alan Bowman, their quarterback, is 24. But Oklahoma State University has introduced a new initiative where players will feature helmets, will wear helmets featuring QR codes.
They're going to wear helmets?
Yeah, exactly. But they're going to wear helmets featuring QR codes during the 24 season.
I saw this.
The codes will link directly to the team's general name, image, and likeness fund, allowing fans to contribute to any student athlete on the roster. So whatever. This is Mike Gundy says it's revolutionary. It's going to increase fan engagement, player earning potentials. The QR codes will be visible in the back of each player's helmet. Be additional codes placed on coasters throughout the stadium, on stadium signage, and the OSU equipment truck. Now, if this is just going to a general slush fund, that's whatever. That's kind of unexciting. But the line allowing fans to contribute to any student athlete on the roster makes me think that you're literally just going to be tipping these kids. Like, how badass would it be? Old boy comes up with a badass pancake, a lead block for Ollie Gordon, knocks the linebacker on his ass. That's $20, my friend.
But how you scan it?
I don't know.
See, you take a picture on TV.
I don't know how. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get the helmet. So this opens up other interesting avenues. I make a big turnover. Yeah. When I go to the sideline and the camera's on me,
you go.
Take off the helmet, or you just turn around in the end zone and you point to the QR code.
Yeah.
They do it in the huddle a lot. Like
the
QB will be easy to spot. They zoom in on them in the huddle all the time. But
when you make a big play and you're celebrating, that's the
you're
time
at
you do it.
home. Like there's very few opportunities to do it. And like, are you thinking about that while you're watching a game? I'm not. But I do like the idea.
It's like cam girl culture, though. You can literally tip your dancers.
Pokes with a purpose is where it takes me.
Where?
Pokes with a purpose.
Cam girls, told you. What is that, like charitable erotic dancing?
Jake, drop
it's just like
drop $3 to Alan Bowman. It's his 7th year of college football.
He needs it.
It's saddle up and score big. Support Cowboy football today.
So it's just going to a general fund?
That's what it looks like right now.
But that's also just a generic helmet.
Just your generic.
Oh, that's a generic helmet. True.
So if you get a player helmet,
I hope it's a player, and I
it
hope
goes to their Cash App.
Yeah, and I hope that you give the O-lineman some love here. Okie State, do the right thing. Do the right thing. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour 2 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You need steel. You want community steel, guys. Purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, steel buildings. It's all there for you in Gonzales, Louisiana. All your steel accessories. Look, I love talking about the human touch, the fact that you form relationships with the sales team, that they know exactly how to serve you or your business needs better. I love talking about the fact that they're local, so you can just go see them and like see the product and feel it before you buy it or whatever. But you know what? It all comes down to, at the end of the day, price. And you know what's the best prices? Community Steel Company. Because they buy straight from the wholesaler, they manufacture it themselves, and then it goes to you. There's no middleman jacking up the price on the back end, okay? So you need steel. You need community steel.
Go to the website today to see where they're located in Gonzales, Louisiana. They've already been waiting on you for an hour and 45 minutes. If you can't get there today, it is okay. Give them a call, 225-647-2020.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscone. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, I'm getting so excited for leftover spaghetti cold out the fridge. Hey, what does the name Keisha Phillips do for you?
Makes me think of a baller.
Ah, there you go. What about, okay, so Taylor knows what I'm talking about. I don't know if you ever played these, Jakes. I don't know if you're going to know. Does Pete Wheeler do anything for you?
I know you're probably talking about backyard baseball.
Oh, look at you. Context clues. Good job.
I do not know.
Yeah, backyard sports are back. If you are someone who loved backyard football, backyard baseball, backyard soccer, God, he scored so many goals with Prime and Pride. But if you're somebody who loved those games back in the day, they're getting relaunched. They're coming back. Now, I got to say this, though. Alongside these stories that were making the rounds on Twitter yesterday, the whole pitch was, it's not just video games. It's also merch, TV shows, blah, blah, blah. And again, already we get the whiff of corporate crap. Okay, you can smell it. Like, the focus here should be bringing back the games and making them good. And then if you want to get somewhere, if you want to get to like backyard sports, that's fine. Like if you want to, that's fine. But I get a little worried, a little cart before the horse, when people start talking about, their multifaceted multimedia approach or like universe creation before they've ever actually made anything worth a damn. It just reeks of money grab and not actually caring about what made it special in the first place.
It's like Godfather 3 all over again.
It's like remember when Universe, everybody was trying to launch their own like MCU, right?
Yeah.
And Universal was like, we're going to do the Dark Universe. And it's going to be like The Mummy and Swamp Thing and all this other stuff or whatever. And they made one bad Tom Cruise mummy movie and it all fell apart. But they were already doing like photo shoots with all the different actors who were going to play the different monsters and everything. It was ridiculous. Cart before the horse.
I will only play this if I can play it on a Game Boy. The way that it's meant to be played.
That's interesting. Because for me, it was always a computer.
Oh.
That I played.
I played it on my Game Boy.
They definitely had, I remember playing, I think, a Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah, I had the baseball
one. For a while. Yeah, for sure. But great game.
I was addicted to it.
I'm excited to...
Kenny in the wheelchair.
Taylor, have you seen this trailer? I don't know that it's really worth playing, or at least maybe not with sound.
Okay.
You can just put the picture up there in the background. Jake, have your boys ever played backyard sports?
No.
Or is it too old?
No, I think it's a little too old. It's a little too old, and now I'm going through this Dark Universe rabbit hole that you opened up.
Yeah, you don't remember the Dark Universe?
I do. It
was so stupid. They were having full-on photo shoots again with like Javier Bardem, who I think was going to be like
Russell
Frankenstein
Crowe.
and Russell. Yeah, exactly. Just
best role is No Country for Old Men.
Bardem.
Yeah.
I don't think Minnie would argue that, even though
So
he's great.
amazing.
He's got a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
but I don't think
for sure.
anybody would.
But wow,
argue
that
that.
movie is one of the best movies.
Look at that though. There's Keisha. There's Pablo Sanchez.
Pablo.
There's Pete Wheeler.
Man,
Don't
Wheeler
remember
could
him.
Ahmed in the back.
roll.
What?
Isn't
Dude
that
was an
Ahmed?
excellent center fielder.
Who?
Pete Wheeler.
Oh, bro, running back? I used to put up 2,000-yard seasons like he was Chris Johnson out there with Pete Wheeler.
Yeah, but I'd put Pablo at running back though because he was.
Why?
Because he could roll too, and he was small.
I actually
He'd get in
don't
between.
remember Pablo in the football game, what I used him as. I mean, in baseball, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Football,
I remember
he was-
Keisha Phillips rushing the pass. I remember Dimitri kicking off. I remember Pete Wheeler running the ball. I don't remember what I did with Pablo.
I would put Pablo at
Couldn't
running
you
back.
like unlock actual wasn't Albert Pujols?
Yeah,
on it?
eventually. I think
Yeah.
the first game maybe didn't have, but then eventually the games would have a selection of pros, and that was super fun as well.
Yeah.
I used to love the football play where you would, it was one of the wide receiver special power-ups, and you would basically on like a go route, but you would disappear and just reappear 30 yards down the field.
So that's where I put Pete. I would put Pete at
Wide receiver. That makes sense. Elite speed. Dumb as rocks. I mean, dumb. Pete Wheeler was. Dumb country boy, but elite speed. I'm looking forward to this, man. Yeah, maybe if they get it right. T-Bob, you pumped for Delta Force? I mean, what is Black Myth Wukong? It's a new single-player game that broke every Steam record for concurrent players. Bigger than any game ever. It's over 2 million concurrent players. That's crazy to me. Oh, that's Stephanie. That's not Keisha Phillips. Keisha Phillips was a bit bigger, huh? All right, when we get back, hour 3 OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Trash Rangers, TrashRangersLLC.com. That's the website. For all your waste management needs, go to the local guys that give a damn, that are reliable, that are efficient, that are your neighbors. If you live in Livingston or Ascension, you need somebody to pick up your trash, go to trashsignup.com in 3 minutes, see the number of cans, the days that they're going to pick up. Remember, they so much, it's just so give a damn that they even text you the night before to remind you that, hey, tomorrow's pickup day. Come on now. Let's go. Also, if you're a business, you need front load dumpsters, you need any roll-off dumpsters, any major projects, you want to go to Trash Rangers, TrashRangersLLC.com.
Go to the website today. Check out those roll-off dumpsters we've been telling you about. That is throughout the entire Baton Rouge area, right? They can help you. If you have something going on in your home or business, they have 3 different sizes to choose from. Call them up. They're going to give you the correct size that you need. 225-363-9053.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, August 21st. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 96 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll talk some NFL football, the story of the day, and we'll close things out with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
The LED lights. Hey, God, Bon Jovi looks great.
John?
Yeah, he's on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Say, John.
This trailer's cracking me up. He's, oh man, welcome back, OTB.
It's so daytime TV.
So they like 1 second they're like, way overly happy, and the next are like very serious and like a little emotional, and then bouncing back and forth. Shout out Kelly Clarkson, though. It's kind of become a legend, a modern legend of the daytime TV game.
I love her.
Yeah.
When she does like covers of songs, they're great.
Hey, the original American Idol. And she's lived up to it.
Yeah.
So Guarini's a little sweet, right? Justin Guarini, he's Dr. Pepper, a little sweet.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I thought that was Kramer Robertson. This entire time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's actually Justin Guarini.
My day's ruined.
Shout out for Guarini. He's making it as well, man. He's making it as well. So we talked about Brian Flores yesterday. We played the Tua Tagovailoa sound where, he was very much like, you came to work every day and somebody told you you sucked and blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of surprised. I thought a lot of the takes were going to be like, oh, Tua's soft. But it seems like most NFL players, like you were talking about yesterday, Jake, was like, this is pretty Bush League from Flores. Like, if you're really doing this, blah, blah, blah. Well, of course, Brian Flores is now the Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator. And he had media availability that was already planned yesterday. And so he was confronted by this. Well, what do you give me the thumbs up for? That link I have in there? That's a 5-minute link. I don't know that we can play the whole video. But I must say, Jake, I really love Flores' response to this. I think the temptation for so many would be to get defensive and maybe say like, or maybe just be like, no comment, I'm not dealing with that, blah, blah. Flores was very open yesterday about how it made him feel and how he's grown. Basically saying that, yeah, I'd be lying if I said that didn't,
basically confirmed that it happened.
Yeah, basically confirming it happened and saying like, yeah, you know what, and hearing that yesterday definitely like hurt. Like it hurt me. But then he goes on to say,
some of it.
He says, quote, I know, well, do you have the good parts though? Because I don't know. Because like the part that I want is a quote that I have here where he says, I think part of coaching is correcting. I'm always going to correct. I'm always going to have a high standard. And I think, look, Sean Payton, I've done a lot of reflecting on the situation and communication. I think there's things I could do better for sure, and I've grown in that way, and I've tried to apply the things that I could do better and the things I've learned over the last 2-3 years. And look, and this is where he does stick up for himself a bit, but I was there over the long haul. I've had a lot of great relationships over my 21-year career here in the league, players, coaches, personnel, equipment, people in the kitchen. I mean, really across the board. I've had a lot of great relationships. I'm going to continue to do that, but I'm always going to look to be better and be involved.
I have a 1:57 one.
Oh, yeah, give it to me.
That hit me in a way that I wouldn't say was positive for me, but at the same time I've got to use that and say, hey, how can I grow from that?
That is the right attitude. That is exactly what I think that's the attitude that all of us should take when criticism is levied against you. And it's not to say that all criticism is necessarily valid, but generally there's probably a kernel or two in there that you could learn from. So I've really enjoyed this whole interaction, the honesty of Tua, the honesty of Coach Flores here, and for what it's worth, his players love him. I can't remember who it was, but two of the Viking starters coming out there of their own accord. It was not like hey, go stand with Coach. Went out there and stood by his side during the press conference to, in their words, show that they had his back. So, look, man, it's just some good food for thought in terms of learning from the past, trying to better yourself, and not being too proud as to be resistant to change or criticism. So shout out Coach Flores.
He could have come out and just said, hey, I'm with the Vikings now. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
The way that ended wasn't great. I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not going to speak on old things, blah, 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 whatever. But it is pretty cool that he realized, probably should have done that a little bit differently. If I had another opportunity, which I'm sure he'll get at some point, I would do it different. I wouldn't handle it that way. Because, I don't know that that's the only reason, but Tua went from a player that we were like, is he going to be a bust?
Yeah.
To one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL and threw for the most yards in the NFL a year ago.
And scheme and everything matters as well, right? And McDaniel's obviously one of the smarter offensive minds in the NFL. But it sounds like it was really tough on Tua mentally the first couple of years. And to make it out of that and manage to find himself in the way they did is very impressive with his work ethic. Now, the Dolphins do got to do better, though, right? I mean, I think I read, Taylor, you can probably correct me if I'm wrong. I think they were 19-13 the last 2 years under Flores. And it's 20-16, including the playoffs with McDaniel. I don't know exactly how the number of games makes sense there, but I'm almost positive that's what I read. Also, the Dolphins, Jake, at the end of the year, it's like past a certain date, they're 3-9 the last 2 years. So they have a problem with kind of falling apart at the end.
In 3 years with Miami, Flores was 24-25.
Well, last 2 years. Last 2 years, he was, I think,
yes,
19
wins.
13, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So again, Tua's been much better. And the team made the playoffs, but the team's kind of been barely better. And, with how life is funny, like Flores had to deal with Tom Brady, right? Or no? Yes? No? Yes? Maybe? I don't know. Either way, I really liked what I heard out of Coach. And I think that at first he looked really bad in this story. And now I think he comes out and I feel kind of inspired by him. And I think this is a PR and a functional win for Flores for sure.
No, I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move for him, and now you can kind of put that to rest. And him and Tua are probably never going to have a relationship that's sunshine and rainbows, but Tua's moved forward as a player. He's moved forward as a coach, and now they're on teams that I think actually play pretty well this year.
Yeah. I
think the Vikings would play pretty. I know.
I'm just saying if they still,
if
maybe they would have the excitement of a JJ, that'd have been awesome. But who knows? Maybe Sammy D's finally got it, guys.
He just has to try to not do too much. Just do less.
Do less, Sammy. Greg Amon says he went from Saban to Flores. Talk about a rough 5 years. Well, here's the deal, though. That's kind of the point, is that Saban is a notoriously hard coach, right? But Tua loves Saban. Because Saban, it's not, yes, he's going to hold you to a high standard. He's going to get the most out of you. But it's not tearing you down for tearing down's sake. And that's basically what Tua was getting at with the Flores stuff, right? So, it's unfair to paint what Tua said about Flores as being the same experience he had with Saban, because nothing could be further from the truth. And that's why this wasn't just, we know a Tua can get coached hard. Freaking played for Nick Saban for all those years.
And again, I always say it. If you did things the right way, Coach Saban was going to be great. You weren't going to get the MF and that, we saw a lot of videos from early in his career. Now, if you didn't, you were going to get some of that. But I swear, if you showed up and you did things the right way, you didn't get any of that. And so, I can understand why that relationship was different.
And so it's
still going to hold you to an incredibly high standard.
Yes,
which you should. But
I thought this was all very positive. Look at that. A couple of positive Miami stories in today's document. Now, we still got Tay-Tay's NFL story today.
So probably bring it down.
To get to depress us. But first, hey, guys, we want to remind you about the Queen here in Baton Rouge. Just underwent a major renovation, and it is so cool now, y'all. If you're into going to the casino, going to gamble, have some fun, the Queen's always done that, only now it's going to be a much more comfortable environment. But what about sports in particular, right? Go check out this DraftKings Sportsbook with its wonderful booths and foods and drinks and just betting and drinking and watching all right there. You go to the 1717 restaurant. They got great food, great drinks, and about 1,000 televisions. Maybe you stop by Shaq's Place Big Chicken, get yourself some chicken, or head over to the Three Walks Noodle Bar. The point is, it's new. It's improved. It's awesome. And we're going to be there for a few primetime football games this year.
September the 5th.
That is the official first one, September the 5th, guys. Mark it on your calendar. What is that, a Thursday night?
It is.
You to come watch, is it Chiefs? Is that the first game? Is that an opening game?
I think it is a Thursday.
Thursday night with the defending Super Bowl champ?
I would think so. That's
defending Super Bowl champ's normally on Thursday night.
It's Ravens at Chiefs.
I mean, if you want to come watch Lamar Jackson, P. Mahomes, open up the NFL season with your boys, we're going to be out there. Whole OTB crew will. So that'll be September 5th. Mark it on your calendar. Shout out the Queen. Jake, what have y'all been getting into on off campus as the college football season is now just a couple of days away.
So every day this week, since it is week 0, we are taking a conference. On Monday, it was the ACC. Yesterday, it was the Big Ten. Today, it's the Big 12. And then on Thursday, the SEC. And then on Friday, kind of giving predictions for all the conferences combined. So yesterday, Big 10 day. We had AJ Hawk on with me and Bobby, so it was real meatheady there for a while. But we broke it down. Kind of, we're going like we did yesterday: Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Game of the Year, all those different things. And so the Big Ten's fascinating because there's a lot of great players to choose from when you're going Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. I think there's a lot of different candidates you could go as well.
All right, well, let's get to it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to ColemanRoof.com, Coleman Roofing and Construction. Guys, Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company. Go to ColemanRoof.com today. You can fill out a form for a free inspection. Just put your name, your email, your phone, a little blurb about how they can help. They get back in touch with you immediately. How about what their customers say? Coleman Roof replaced my roof, installed gutters, and repaired the indoor leak damage from my old roof. They were prompt, communicative, transparent, and patient. I've never felt... Sorry.
It went away from you, didn't it?
Yeah, it's on. It's, the reviews aren't one of those things that scrolls.
It's because there's so many of them.
But you could get it. Like, you get it, right? Right, guys?
You get it, right?
Right?
Get it? Right?
Any size project, any type of roof, anywhere in the state. And they also do the construction as well. So like tree falls in your home, water damage on the inside, they fix that, then fix the roof. One-stop shop, ColemanRoof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You mentioned Michigan State earlier, Tay-Tay. I don't know if they're going to come up too much in any of these Big Ten discussions we're about to have, but Jonathan Smith coming over from Oregon State, good coach. I have a little bit of questions on how quickly can a pro-style system like regain success? Does it take a couple of years of baking? Also, that's a Big Ten that's very used to pro-style, so it's not like in the Pac-12 he was going a bit off script. Now he's kind of, amongst peers. But Michigan State apparently loves their quarterback. Is it Childs or Chili's?
I thought it was Childs.
It probably is Childs. Yeah.
I doubt it's Chili's.
Aiden Childs?
Yeah.
Why? Why can't it be Chili's?
Because Childs is a normal last name that I've heard people have, and I've never heard
Chili's?
Chili's?
People have last name Chili?
Chili's is just delicious bar food.
Chili's is having a bit of a viral, ironic moment right now.
Is it ironic?
Chili's has always hit.
Right. Chili's has always been like when they used to do that 2 for $20.
I think it's kind of expensive nowadays.
It is.
Yeah, it's like that 2 for 20 is like 2 for 35.
Yeah, all food is. You don't eat out anymore.
For real.
Just eat leftover cold spaghetti. God, I love cold spaghetti. I can't freaking wait. But they love Childs. They love Childs. Like everything I read about Michigan State was coming out of spring was like, we don't know how the team's going to be, but we got a quarterback. So there you go, Tate. Maybe something to root for this year.
You know who one of their DBs is?
Devin McCourtney.
Jeremiah Hughes.
LSU.
Oh.
Freshman on LSU's team last year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They were picked 16th in the Big Ten.
Also,
preseason poll.
Antonio Gates Jr. is on that football team.
Jake?
Antonio Gates was signed with Michigan State out
play
of
basketball?
high school. No, to play both.
Oh, wow.
Nick Saban was the coach.
Where did he end up going?
Kent State. And just played basketball.
Kent State?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You remember they made the Final Four?
No. The only
Gates.
Final Four big man that tried to play football after that I remember was that big power forward from George Mason. I don't even remember his name. But I remember the George Mason run, and then I think he went to like an NFL camp or something, but it never ended up.
Gates won't turn into a Hall of
What's
Famer.
his name? I don't know if they were the Final Four, but Rico Gathers when he was at Baylor.
Yeah.
They made like the Elite Eight run. He played tight end for the Cowboys for like 4 years.
Yeah. Good player.
Daniel asked T-Bob, what type of protein goes hard with cold spaghetti? Cold meatballs, Italian sausage, chicken parm, eggplant parm. I guess I do a red meat sauce. So I love meatballs, but I'm not going through all the trouble of making homemade meatballs. I just do ground beef in the red sauce. Mac Lindsay says Chili's life hack: get the triple dipper as an entree.
Mm-hmm.
Bilbo says, do you even Southwest egg roll? I used to love the Chili's spin dip.
I love their burger. Just
Their burgers
burger
are
and
good.
fries.
With the honey chipotle chicken crispers.
Right? Old timer.
Wait, so I keep seeing things about these chicken. I keep seeing things about these chicken crispers.
Is it a thing?
Yes. Are they? Is it just? Are they not just nuggies with a sweet glaze on
They're
them?
chicken strips with honey chipotle.
I mean, it sounds great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, that's what they are.
And you
But like, how
dunk
much
them
are they
in some
selling?
ranch?
But how much are they selling that for, though?
I don't
Because
know.
you could
went,
get a bit exploitative
well,
when
they
it
have
comes
like
to their profit margins.
They have like a 3 for $10 deal where you get like the meal, you get an app, and you get a drink.
Oh, really? For $10?
Well,
I don't know
and
if
then
it's still $10.
You could also get them in the triple dipper. Like I've never just bought the chicken tenders, so I don't actually know how much they are.
And then I get the loaded mashed potatoes.
When was the last time you went to Chili's?
I go quite
October
a bit.
of 2023.
Okay.
I probably went a couple months ago.
How do you know?
you remember
didn't
that
one
like
on
that.
Seeing clothes?
Did
How
it?
did you?
I'm pretty sure it did.
You just
I got
looked
to
like,
one on college.
You looked like one of the Mentat off of Dune. Like you just rolled your eyes back. October of 2023. How do you know?
That is the only time I've been since me and Victoria have been married. I never go to Chili's.
Oh,
like I know the last
but
time I
you're
went.
sitting here acting like you
But like,
like
how do you
Chili's,
know
so you're-
October though?
Right.
So you're lying.
Because it was Halloween. because when we got home, our dog had got into the Halloween candy. I remember that vividly. Yeah.
Is he okay? All good?
Yeah,
No, like
he's
chocolate?
still with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know chocolate, you know.
He's always
Tootsie
showing
Rolls,
us pictures
but-
of Frankie. Tootsie Rolls
But
are
yeah,
chocolate.
that's how I remember it was October, like sometime in October.
I know Tootsie Rolls are chocolate. What are we talking about, guys?
The butterfly.
I'm saying chocolate's
Taylor
bad for
said
dogs.
it wasn't chocolate, it's Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
Well, I said, you said, I hope it wasn't a ton of chocolate. I said, well, just Tootsie Rolls.
Okay.
Y'all remember the
just
Tootsie Roll
Yeah,
song?
okay.
Remember
Yeah.
anybody?
Let me see your Tootsie
Okay,
Roll.
good.
Roll.
Look, y'all didn't know who Craig David was yesterday. I'm just
I
making
feel like
sure.
that's a deep cut. I feel like you're
Just making sure.
I feel like you're kind of T-Bob gaslighting us right now into Craig David being.
I think it's just age.
Maybe.
I think it's just age. But I appreciate that y'all know the butterfly. That's old. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Rivers definitely knew whoever that Craig David. I have no idea what you guys were talking about yesterday. I don't know
Craig David.
I don't know him at all.
Are we gonna do? Are we gonna do the Big Ten?
Big Ten Coach of the Year. Who you got?
Oh, sorry, Coach here, Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
Put on our actually the Big Ten music now.
Okay.
Alondra.
Man.
Hate it, but it is.
Which, like I mentioned yesterday, he's like the front runner for.
I mean, he's
wearing
got
the-
it. If they win the Big Ten, it's going to be Dan Lanning.
Yes.
100%.
Now, a lot of times in Coach of the Year, like we talked about, like Nick Saban didn't ever really win Coach of the Year. It's like, duh. All right, he's going to win games. Kirby Smart didn't really ever win it. I think Ferentz has won it 3 times in the Big Ten.
Yeah, he's
so
doing
like
more
that
or
makes
less.
sense. So yesterday when we were doing this, Bobby went Greg Schiano with Rutgers. I went with Dan Lanning because even though Dan Lanning and Oregon are kind of, there as a front runner with Ohio State, I still think coming into a new conference,
Yeah,
if
he's
you
on the
win the
come up.
conference, then yes, you're going to get Coach of the Year.
Well, and he's on the come up. So if he
Yeah.
takes a discernible step forward, like you said, you enter the Big Ten and you immediately win it over this Ohio State team, you're going to get Coach of the Year. My sneaky contender would be, all jokes aside, Matt Rule year 2 at Nebraska. I mean, Matt Rule year 2s go great. I think they top out at 8 wins, but if they push to 9, it could be Matt Rule.
We were trying to, like, that group of Schiano, Matt Rule, Luke Fickle, if Wisconsin maybe did something. Like, it feels like maybe it's going to come from there, but I still went Dan Lanning. Offensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten? Remember, you still have Player of the Year.
I know. I'm thinking like a Dylan Gabriel clean sweep.
Oh, wow.
Offensive, quarterback, and Player of the Year.
I went with Dylan Gabriel for Player of the Year overall.
I guess maybe who's the Oregon wide receiver? Tez Johnson?
I got 2. I mean, Evan Stewart.
Well, and then Ohio State has Jeremiah Smith. They are high on him.
I went Jeremiah Smith for
he'd be freshman of the year.
Yeah.
He'll
That's where I
definitely
went.
be freshman of the year.
Unless Raiola just has like a incredible, undeniable season.
Now I like where your head's at.
That's who I thought you were gonna say.
God, he's got a rocket arm on NCAA, guys.
Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten?
Abdul Carter. Jay Higgins. Probably Higgins.
I went Will Johnson, Michigan.
Mason Graham. God,
Bobby
there's a lot
went
of
Mason Graham.
There's a lot of good defenders there.
I know. Offensive Player of the Year?
Now, okay, I'm going to go running back or wide receiver here. I think Judkins and Travion take away
I do too.
from each other, so I'm not going to go
Bobby
there.
went Judkins. I said, I just think they're going to split carries.
Are we disrespecting? Is it Bucky Irving?
No, he's already
Bucky Irvin's
graduated.
gone. But you're thinking Jordan James at
Great
Ohio
name.
State, who had a really good year last year.
No, who's Oregon's running back? That's what
Jordan
I was trying to
James.
Yeah, you said you said
okay.
Ohio State.
You said Ohio
meant
State.
Oregon.
You confused me.
7.1 yards per carry last year.
Yeah. I mean, Tez Johnson maybe still the leader in the clubhouse, but we'll see.
I went Kyle Monungai, Rutgers. In the Big Ten last year, was second most
Big Ten loves a running back.
rushing yards per game. All right. Had over 240-something attempts, and so he had to earn it. Wasn't one of those situations where he played 4 games and got a bunch of yards.
247 attempts and 7 yards of carry. Is that what you said? No, sorry.
No,
No,
that
I'm
was
getting
Oregon
James.
running
Okay,
back, yeah.
okay, I'm getting confused.
Second most yards per game rushing.
I can
Kyle
see it.
Monungai in the
I
Big
could see
Ten.
it. But they do have to overcome the boring nature of Rutgers, right? That's what's going to hurt him in this case. But I feel you. Taylor, Alondra, anything on
Offensive Player of the Year? I don't know how good the team's going to be, but I'm going to go Donovan Edwards. They're going to run the ball a lot if Alex Orji wins that starting job. He's not splitting carries with Blake Corum anymore.
Do you get the Donovan Edwards from 2 years ago?
Yes.
Do you get the Donovan Edwards before the national championship game? Or do you get the national championship game, Donovan Edwards? That's going to be the key question.
I don't know.
Because those are all different players.
That's true. What else? What other categories we got?
Game of the year.
Got to be Ohio State and Autzen, right?
Not really I wanted to be like a hipster and have like a deep cut here.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
That's going to be – that might be the game of the year in college football.
It certainly feels like it has that potential. It feels like the game that will decide the Big Ten.
Like Penn State, Ohio State, yeah, sure, I can get behind that. Michigan, Oregon, yeah, sure. But it's got to be Ohio State traveling across the country to take on Oregon. We're talking about number 2 and number 3 teams in the country in the preseason. And probably a rematch later on.
Well, yeah, and so you may say decide the Big Ten team out. Maybe I'm wrong there because, again, they'll probably both be in the championship. So it's a situation where it's almost like more of a symbolic test for Ohio State, right? Like, are you going to let Oregon just come in here and push you around? Are you going to go into their house and say, no. Look, you just joined up here, okay? We've been here, dog. But probably the game of the year is actually Nebraska-Rutgers.
Look, don't tempt me with a good time.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. What Iowa game is going to move the needle the most? Let's check this out.
Taylor, do you have a game of the year while Jake looks this up?
I don't know how it's not Ohio State, Oregon.
Okay, yeah. The
So
group
Iowa has no Michigan, no Oregon. Iowa, you know what? Actually, I should know this. I think I'm actually going to try to go to this game. October the 5th, it's Iowa at Ohio State in Columbus. The General's going to show me around, set the tailgate up. I'm going to be there for that one. Hopefully.
You're forgetting about the T-Bob Hebert Bowl, the last game of the year, Iowa, Nebraska. November 29th.
Great game last year. A battle for corn dominance.
There you go.
Taylor, you got to stop looking at so much corn during work.
Sorry.
I got an email yesterday about you just husking off.
It's on my personal account.
All the time. I know, but you got to remember Wi-Fi, they can see, even if you're on private browsing.
Big Ten champ?
Ooh. That drum roll.
Ooh, that little, hey, a little drum riff just kind of.
Phil.
Wow. So good. I'm going to miss this song.
I went Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get away from Oregon, but I believe in Dylan Gabriel so much. I believe in Dylan Gabriel so much that. God, but will they win the Big Ten championship, or will they win in Autzen and then lose in the championship?
Yeah,
They beat Ohio State twice. I'll go Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Dylan Gabriel's cool. Ohio State's kind of lame.
Tay?
So,
I was high on Oregon a year ago. I don't know why I would get off of them now. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know if I'm like wrong in this, but I feel like the national consensus or like media, whatever, I feel like they're higher on Ohio State than they are Oregon.
They are, and they shouldn't be.
No. I would say
they're higher preseason.
I don't know. That's what I was gonna say. Like every preseason thing that I've seen, it's like Ryan Day, Ohio State. I see Oregon stuff, but I feel like me personally, I see people more high on Ohio State than Oregon. And I feel like all of us in here, like, we're on the Oregon train.
Well, I will say, see, that's interesting because I felt like I've seen the opposite, but maybe you're right. I know a lot of analytics, like the athletics ones and the ESPNs, like the computers like Oregon.
Yeah.
And the simulations to have the best percentages to win the conferences. But you're right. It maybe from a human perspective, it does feel a bit early for Oregon.
Yeah.
Whereas Ohio State, it's like, okay, now Michigan should finally take a step back after beating your ass 3 years in a row. Like, Ohio State, this should be your year, in theory.
Yeah, but she's right, though, because, like, it's always Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon 1, 2, and 3 in every single poll. I think Oregon has a better head coach and a better quarterback this year. So that's my tiebreaker.
Definitely have a better quarterback. yes. I mean, head coach, are we slaves to the moment? Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
No, I like Dan Lanning. I think he's a really good coach. Ryan Day's a good coach, too. I just prefer Dan Lanning.
I mean, Dan Lanning's probably the most likable coach.
He is very likable.
In all of football.
Yeah.
How many CFP teams get in from the Big Ten?
Can I go kind of a lame answer and say at least 3?
Yeah, that's what I was going to be lame too.
3 to 4?
I say 3. It's going to be Ohio State, Oregon, and Iowa.
Huh. So you meant 4 because Nebraska. You didn't say Nebraska. Did you say
3.
Nebraska?
He didn't say Nebraska.
Can I see your notes? You right? Wait, but you know it's Matt Rule year 2. You know that?
I do.
You know what he does in year 2? He wins 10 games.
I missed it. Don Woods in the chat. You're on the Oregon Trail, not the train. Dang, bro. That's good. Thank you, Don.
Just try not to die of dysentery.
Yeah.
I got something
I don't
cooking
think I
up
will.
in here
It's
that feels like I have
2024.
dysentery.
All right.
I guess Penn State would be the other team that would potentially get in.
Oh wait,
but
yeah, you just that's actually you're right. Full stop. You did actually.
I did on purpose.
No, I
It
know.
wasn't
I'm saying,
an
but that
accident.
is a hot take, though.
Yeah.
People are the computer and the peoples agree that Penn State is going to be a playoff team.
Yep.
I think Drew Aller could take a major step forward if James Franklin allows him to. And they got great running backs, Jake.
I mean, he's going to take that. It's going to have to be a huge step.
But why do you give Kyle McCord credit for his stats last year, but not Drew Aller? Because they're kind of similar to me in that the stats are pretty good, but they were just kind of ineffective in the biggest moments.
Well, I don't think McCord was not actually bad in the game against Michigan. Drew Aller only completed 59% of his passes.
No, I know, but he's a true freshman. He is
wasn't.
pretty damn.
No.
Sorry,
And he played the year
a
before.
a first time starter.
Yeah, he played with Sean Clifford. He came in a ton that year before.
I don't know. I think the Aller problem is more about James Franklin. I think we judge him a little hard. I think he could take a big step forward.
I mean, yeah, Kyle McCord is way better.
What are the numbers?
I mean, he completed 66% of his passes, 3,170 yards, 24 touchdowns.
So how many picks?
He had 5.
Okay.
Drew Aller only had 2,600 yards, 59% completion percentage, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But I mean,
I thought he had 3,000 yards, so a little less yards than I would have thought for sure. Again, I don't think the 2 picks is actually a good thing for Aller. I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
I think it's that James Franklin was strangling him.
Look, I like the Mountaineers week 1. Let's ride. Morgantown.
I mean, they got their ass kicked in that game last year.
They did.
I am nervous about it.
38-15.
But you best believe I want a Garrett Green jersey. Taylor, buy me a Garrett Green jersey.
Okay. Can it be a knockoff?
Yes.
Sheehan?
Can Green be spelled wrong? Do you
Have
care?
you seen his ram check?
Then, yeah, we're good.
It can't be worse than the Ramchick jersey that I
No,
bought.
it will not be that bad.
What was your favorite version of Oregon Trail? I have very fond memories of playing when computers were just green and black screens, Jake, back in the day. We had a typing class, and we had Oregon Trail on that. And this little hunting mini game where you'd just be spinning in a circle in the middle and you press spacebar to shoot buffalo. Hell yeah.
I definitely remember that, yeah. It was great.
I think the Phil's coming up.
Gulf South says Day has consistently won and made the playoffs 4 times. They didn't get there, but what has he done to this point? Is that one good year?
Who?
Lanning.
And how many
Compared to Ryan
years?
Day.
And how many years as a head coach?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think both are fantastic.
Both are fantastic.
Yeah, they are. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right, when we get back, Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
GEAUX Tommys.com. Let's go, Tommy! And you want to go to Tommy's for all your windows, doors, and siding needs. And guys, here's the deal, is that the benefits are many that you don't even fully realize all the time. You want to talk about like saving you money on your bills during the summer, during the winter? Well, windows, doors that correctly insulate and hold in the heat and keep the heat out. Like that's how you do it. And so if you need hardy plank or vinyl siding, you need wood or vinyl windows, you need any type of door, you go to Tommy's. You take advantage of that free professional estimate, licensed, bond, insured employees. In fact, they've won the Angie Super Service Award every year they've been in existence. Over 25 years of experience. GoTommys.com.
Go to the website today and check out the gallery of work they can do for you. But always remember, they can do any custom job that you have in mind as well. GoTommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Someone fired the old jukebox up. The song it sure was a sad one. Teardrop rolled down Bubba's nose.
Can't do it. All right, you're gonna do it. I can't.
And all at once he jumped to his feet.
Welcome back in. OTB.
He tried so hard.
Look, life's about choices and decisions, and T-Bob just had to make a choice. It's a great song. Shout out Mark Chestnut. Oh my gosh. Banger. Great energy. Poor T-Bob. All right, let's get to Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day, your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
You know, Jake, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I get picked on a lot for being a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah, you do. As you should.
But
should be, yeah.
One thing that I always say is Washington is the most inept franchise in the NFL, and that kind of remains even without Dan Snyder. So a punter by the name of Drew Chrisman, he was cut by the Bengals actually August of 2023. So the last 12 months, he's been trying out for different teams, and he's gained a social media following, and he said, hey, I'm going to film what life is like for a fringe NFL player, film my tryouts, my interviews, and all that, and share them with people on social media. He did one with Washington. He said, hey, look, it's my day in Washington. It got 1.3 million views on Twitter, so he's doing really well. Washington came out and said that they are threatening to sue him if he does not take the video down because they did not give him permission for any behind-the-scenes look at anything they do in their tryout process. Here's actually a text message from his agent. He said, hey, Drew, I just got a call from the Commanders' legal department. Please take down all social media posts that show anything Commanders. That post right there has almost 5 million views on Twitter right now, and Washington is getting dragged for the obvious reason. They have no identity, no real team name, and no ability to be good in terms of PR. He had tried out with the 49ers recently. They had no issue with it. He tried out with the Bills a few months ago. I mean, he's done this with about 8 to 10 different teams. For what it's worth, he has not taken it down.
Oh, wow.
And he keeps tagging them on social media saying, well, the thing you have to do now is sign me. But he did have like 2 sponsorships in his video. One was for Pink Zebra Moving, which is just like some moving company.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, maybe that's what the Commanders are worried about, like a sponsorship attached to them. But they are the only team that has had an issue with it, and they actually threatened to sue him if he did not take it down. But he said he is not, and he is getting a lot of traction on social media for this.
Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't bode well for his NFL career. Probably not going to help him out. Just the league typically takes care of itself. You know, they're going to have each other's back. That's dumb by the Commanders. I mean, you could ask him, like, hey, it's got sponsor stuff in it. Let's take it down. But it feels like they're just being worried over nothing. I want the Commanders to be good. I want them to be cool. Because,
see, I don't, but
well, I do because Jaden Daniels is there. That's the reason I want them to be great. Austin Eckler is a great guy. I want him to do well. It's not going to be there long, probably a year or two, but I still want him to do well. The Commanders is not a tight nickname. Their uniforms are horrible. Their stadium's horrible. It's tough. It is very tough to root for the Commanders. And again, like, I love Jaden Daniels. I want them to be very successful. When's the last time they've had a good headline?
When Dan Snyder retired?
I mean, I guess.
Maybe.
I mean, drafting Jaden is great. But, like, when's the last time they got a win on or off the field, like, of note? Just doesn't feel like it happens for them.
No, I mean, they had a couple good free agent signings, like you mentioned. You got Austin Eckler. You signed a couple defensive players. You drafted Jaden. But as far as, like, PR wins, there are very few.
There's just a couple of franchises that, and I know why they had to change their name, so I'm not even saying like they shouldn't have, but I just feel like they literally chose the worst name to go with, the Commanders and the Guardians.
Yeah.
Like the Cleveland Guardians, nothing. And I know it's because we knew them as the Indians for so long, and the Major League movies and all the history of that franchise and what they did. I mean, you could go back as far as you want, and Satchel Paige, however far you want to go back. You can go back in the 90s with Kenny Lofton and Manny Ramirez and Albert Bell and Carlos Baerga and Sandy Alomar Jr. I mean, they've had so many great players, and I don't know, just does the Commanders or Guardians do anything for y'all?
No.
Like, it makes me forget about the franchise.
No. See, look, and Commanders isn't terrible. I don't feel as strongly about it as a lot of other people do, but
I liked the football team,
Guardians,
to be honest. I like the Washington football team that they went with.
Better than Commanders?
Yeah, had a soccer feel to it for me.
Yeah, but I don't
the Guardians is
I
terrible.
hate Guardians. I think
Awful.
it's a terrible name, and yeah, I don't know.
Also,
I didn't
what
see.
is the Commanders' logo? Anybody know?
It's a W.
Yeah, it's a W.
Right.
For Washington.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, they probably could have a better logo
Redskins
as well.
logo was cool, which is why I always and forever will still refer to them as the Redskins. That was actually my Renegades logo. I played for the Walker Renegades, and we had the exact Redskins logo. It's just green and white. That was a cool logo.
Even if Cleveland would have done like the Tribe, I don't know. I feel like they've been respectful and ways to do it. I don't know. Maybe they were going to be the Spiders. I think like a throwback to like
they were the Spiders back in the day.
I'd like that better than the Guardians.
I would have too, but
sounds like an alarm company.
Hot take. I just don't feel like they should have changed the name at all.
Nope.
All right, that's Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. We'll see how T-Bob's day is going to go. Maybe here coming back, but we are going to do an extended Ask the Bench. I think we're in that segment. Feels right. I don't really know. T-Bob threw us all off the way he sprinted out of the door.
One more break.
So we have one more break in the show. Yeah, so look, we're on schedule, sort of. All right, we'll be back to close it out here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. If you are buying new, if you are leasing, or if you are renting, everything that they have is available in all three processes. And no matter what you're looking for, they are going to have you covered. Full-size SUV, multiple mid-size SUVs, multiple trucks, multiple sedans, multiple hybrids. They got the Sienna minivan. They literally have something for every lifestyle, for every need that you or your family might have. And again, like we talk about, like buying new, that's the obvious one. Leasing, though, you don't find that everywhere. Like even leasing, like you get maybe a couple of options or maybe one in each category. Everything's available over at All-Star, but really where they separate themselves as far as availability is in the rental department, because the same vehicles are available. And if you've got a trip coming up, like every trip's going to be different. If you need something bigger because the family's going, they got Sequoia Sienna. If you need something smaller because, hey, I want to save maybe on gas, you've got the sedan, the hybrids. If you need a 4Runner, Highlander, everything is available. Reserve it today. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, you know, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, you know. We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
When the sun goes down.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah, Alondra, you haven't seen that. I know Taylor's, as you say, chronically online has. It's like this single dad. And he's always like,
so
it's like
that started
I'll
like
see
a
it in a
trend
month.
though. Like, that was a couple years ago though. They don't really do it.
It's like one of those like, whatever. Guy like, I got my $2. I'm looking for a girlfriend or whatever. But it's like a dad who thinks he's like super hot and he's like doing this like dance to this song.
Nice. It.
There's always room here for the lonely.
Dancing out of the beams of a neon moon.
Hey, real quick, doing a reminder to the K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com. Football season's here, guys. And if you want to make your, like maybe you like to watch football in your backyard, right? Well, you want to make your backyard better, you want to be grilling, you want to be chilling, maybe explore some drop-down exterior shades. Or if it's any project on the interior, you need some honeycomb shades that can go from, plenty of light to blackout in seconds. Or just have Brandon Barton and the K to Z team out to your home today. Let them know exactly, they'll go through exactly how the sunlight interacts with your home, and they'll educate you on your options, and you can take your home to the next level. K to Z Blinds, K to Z window coverage, KTOZblinds.com. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Crush Light, Visit Yard, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. If you could ask anyone dead or alive a question, who would it be and what would you ask them?
It's tough.
I would ask Jesus what it was like being dead.
For a couple days.
Yeah.
Good one. I would ask T-Bob Hebert what happened
in the bathroom
before the national championship game in 20.
Won't tell you.
I am.
Ask the Bench, better
Tell
movie,
me.
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, or Lord of the Rings, Two Towers? Empire Strikes
Lord of the Rings, not even remotely close.
Empire. Though I do love the Two Towers Extended Edition.
I think that was when T-Bob made me watch the trilogy. I think that was my favorite.
Oh,
Easily.
really? Two Towers?
Two Towers. I think
at the time, it was the
That's the second
least
one, right?
Yeah, at the
Yeah, I
time.
think
Oh,
that
but
was
you
my
watch
favorite.
the extended editions. The
Yeah,
extended
of all
Two Towers is awesome. At the theater cuts, Two Towers is actually the lowest reviewed.
Yeah, that was
I
probably my favorite.
I like
one.
them all. So
Helm's Deep was epic.
Ooh,
still.
Helm's Deep, so good.
Ask the Bench, if you could do a video blog about anything, what would it be about?
Leverage and ISO block.
Wait, what was the question?
If you could vlog about anything, what would you vlog about?
I wouldn't vlog anything.
I would like to do, if I could go around and look at like collections of miniatures, that'd be sick. Ask the Bench, what's a song that gets stuck in your head that you just can't get out?
There's a lot.
John Denver.
I Need $1 by Aloe Black. It's been in my head all day long. I need $1.
Who's the more iconic Hollywood high school principal? Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World,
Belding.
Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell, or Rooney from Ferris Bueller, or Dumbledore?
Ooh,
Belding.
Rooney.
I would say Rooney.
Feeney. Not the answer, but love Mr. Feeney. All right, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow for some more OT Bizzle.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
T Bizzle, that's what they used to call me.
Nobody's ever called you.
No, that's actually real.
No.
That's actually, I
You have a
swear
lot
to
of stuff
God,
people
a
used to
ton of
call
people.
you.
Yeah, okay. I'm a very nicknameable guy.
White Roach.
Yep. White Roach, T Bizzle, Bobby Barometer. all real nicknames. Not as real.
The name Bob is so versatile.
Incredible customer service. I agree. Incredible customer service that you get from Accutemp Baton Rouge for all your AC, heating, and electrical needs. Look, you want to maybe explore a whole home generator? Let Accutemp come out to your home, give you that free estimate, let you know exactly how it works. Maybe explore the Star Club membership, where they stay on top of your systems for you throughout the year so you avoid those catastrophic issues down the road and just pay a very flat fee each month. Or if you need emergency service, they got you. AC, heat, and electrical. It's all about Accutemp. Go to AccutempBR.com today.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the